ఏపీ
మమ్మ
అమ్మో
చెప్పు
ఉండేది
మధ్యలో
చెప్పొద్దు.
నేను హెచ్వైడి నుంచి వచ్చా నిన్నే.
అమ్మ దేవుడా నువ్వు ఉన్నప్పుడు ఫోన్ చేయాల్సింది. ఆ ప్యాంట మూడు వస్తాడు ఫోన్ చేయడు. వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు టాటా అంటాడు.
లేదు మామ నాకు నిన్న అంటే ఫుల్ హడావిడిగా ఉన్నాను కాస్త డ్యూటీలో. సరే ఇంకా అది జింఖానా గ్రౌండ్స్ ఉంది కదా సికింద్రాబాద్, అక్కడ కళ్యాణం చేర్చడానికి వచ్చాను.
ఎవరిది గోడలేక మరి మనోళ్ళే
మ్యూట్ పెట్టు.
ఓ దీని కూడా పడుద్దా మ్యూజిక్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ లో టింగ డింగ డింగ డింగ. ఇప్పుడు ఇదే ఐఫర్ గాడు ఈ పీటర్ పార్కర్ హారిత్ మొత్తం వీళ్ళు ఇదే లైవ్ చేస్తారు కదా.
అవును
వాళ్ళ దాంట్లో కూడా మ్యూజిక్ వస్తుంది కదా. ఇది
అవును
వాళ్ళకి కూడా పడుతుంది కదా. అయితే
అవును
మనం కూడా పెడదాం.
స్పెషల్ నీకోసమే పెట్టిన అనుకుంటున్నా.
మరి మ్యూజిక్ పెడదాం ఏంది
నీ ఇష్టం, నీకు భయం అవుతుందని నువ్వు అన్నా కాబట్టి నేను మ్యూట్ పెట్టుకున్నా.
కాదులే అన్ని బోర్డు లింగాలలో నాదే కోట్ లింగం అని మళ్ళీ నన్నే పట్టుకున్నాడు అనుకోండి.
Godlike continues to impress. I think they kind of quietly got their way through the Swiss stage. They opened up with a loss and then kind of chipped away win after win after win. But the thing about it is, you got to keep in mind this Godlike team is not only representing India in the top 8 bracket, now top 4 for the first time ever in Call of Duty Mobile World Championships, but they're doing it after a recent couple of roster changes. Prevail in particular, filling in where Skull Guy wasn't able to be there. And we know Skull Guy's potential. He was unbelievable when he was playing throughout the region. It was unfortunate he couldn't be here, but Prevail and Mies, the two new guys after last year's roster, have really looked good for Godlike.
Definitely makes it look super solid, and even more so in a way because it's a region that has struggled historically in the past year on Cod Mobile, but they managed to find a way to just form this super team, even have a few stumbles as you mentioned with the roster, and even then be here tonight with the top 4 that's been looking so great on multiple situations, and have an opportunity to face the biggest target there is out there. Of course, I'm talking about Luminosity Gaming as we take the look onto these shots once again. I gotta see probably
మామ నేను ఇప్పుడు వస్తా.
Weren't sure what LG we were going to get initially because there was that instance at Seattle where Tech had kind of benched himself. Marshy stepped in. There were concerns about their respawn not being able to keep pace with teams like Mayhem and Tribe. And that did kind of linger throughout Seattle. There were a couple of scary moments, even though they are technically North America's champion after that win that they were able to find. But Tectonic does come back into the lineup, and the team seems to feel like there's a lot more control around what they're able to do. Hardpoint necessarily hasn't been as good as they were in groups back in Season 4, but the losses they've suffered have been tremendously close. A 248, 250, and a 241, 250. So, I mean, we're really stretching and splitting hairs when we talk about LG not being as good in hardpoint as they were when you deal with scorelines like that. I think the thing that really has shown improvement, though, is their search and destroy. They have only gotten blown out once, and talking with Hippo and Tech, they both are like, we're kind of asleep playing up against Nico. Since that point, though, they've blown everyone out of the water in their search, and they're going to need that here today.
And that was something you had kind of said on that first day. You were like, is there the possibility that on day one, LG's, you know,
Yeah, absolutely.
not taking it easy, but also knowing that they are a little bit comfortable because of how good they are. Like you're saying, they've woken up now. They look really good, and they have to go up against a godlike squad kill, where after what we saw yesterday, I think everybody's perception was completely changed.
It shifted like a 180 for a lot of people out there, but not for everybody. I remember back in, I want to say mid-July, I saw a tweet from Bobby saying that a lot of people were sleeping on these Indian teams, on Omega, on Godlike. Unfortunately, here on this tournament, Vitality couldn't step it up to that same level that Godlike has, but still proving that India is a really strong region. These players know what they're doing. These players have also a KD that is just impressive. They are across the board, I think, the team with the highest kill to death ratio, if I'm not mistaken. And we saw that yesterday. All of them on that hard point, for example, they were doing so clean multiple situations where one of the five was always popping up and making sure that they're taking huge value, and I'm sure that's exactly what they're gonna try to do here today as we take a glance once again onto these amazing godlike players.
And yesterday, Learn, Neutrino, and Trunks were so good for this godlike squad. There was a moment in the Hacienda hardpoint where it looked like it was kind of coming off the rails a little bit, but oh my, the clutch ability for Trunks and Learn to just take over when they need them most is why I have a lot of hope that this godlike team can really square up well versus LG. The other point, and I don't think we've said this yet, with these final four squads, a lot of the focus of the narrative has been East versus West. Can the super team win for NA? Who's going to be the best team in China? Godlike is just playing for themselves. Like, that's super cool. And like, not to say that they don't have a target on their back or anything like that, because no one's going to take them lightly, but there is this element of, we don't really care what the other three teams are talking about. We're just going to kind of do us. And I love that, especially considering the circumstances of having Prevail fill in very last minute and still look like he's been a fluid part of this team for a while.
Yeah, they've definitely kind of shifted their focus inward, making sure that their game is at the level that it needs to be at, and then respecting the ability of everybody else around them, but also using that to then make themselves even better, which I think all of our top four teams did when we saw that resulting in 3-0s across the board. So it's going to be a fantastic match to kick off day number one, no matter what way you slice it. And we have some stats here for LG versus Godlike. Gil, what jumps out at you?
Well, you see actually really similar numbers in a sense. Of course, the fact that Godlike has dropped one series hurts the numbers a little bit, but if I'm being honest, you can see the hard point super clean. The search and destroy for Godlike clean as well, but the control shifts quite heavily on Luminosity's side, which is definitely one of their strengths. And because of these same numbers is that we are undecisive to give a final answer to who I personally could be going for, because these two are so strong.
Yeah, very much so the case, and it's one of those interesting things too, just kind of teasing a little bit, they do share a very similar map pool as well, so the battlegrounds are going to be, I think, very evenly split between both of these two teams. I think the biggest thing about it, as we start to see it, is what will be taken away, just knowing of, again, that same kind of mantra we were talking about yesterday. Do you take away your worst or your opponent's best? And it looks like there's a little bit of both going on. The APOC ban does come from the side of Godlike, so they're going to see themselves playing on a takeoff and a Hacienda. Both maps are good for them, but I will say, kind of watching over LG's takeoff, expect them to be really polished. But the firing range search and destroy is brilliant news for Godlike to try to take an early edge in this series. They have been immaculate on it this weekend, 3-0 in particular.
Control.
The scary point, though, is LG is a monster at meltdown. So, as we look through it, I'm thinking if Godlike were to win this series, they have to do it before we get to map 5, because I super favor LG at meltdown.
Okay.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. On that takeoff firing range combo, the side of Godlike have a true opportunity to take a big step ahead if they manage to do things right. Of course, we've talked about the fact that the control is definitely going to be a tough scenario for them. But you know that brings in a lot of opportunity for them, but they gotta take it. And it's not going to be an easy one. Like you mentioned, the firing range, a team that not only Godlike, but of course LG knows perfectly well they're gonna be fighting to their best chances. And I think I definitely want to put the highest focus on the hard point, because I think that's gonna be a key part out of all the maps that we see in here, with the fifth one potentially being over there on the side of Meltdown. I think that's gonna be really interesting. I feel like we can get up to that game 5, but that hugely depends on the side of Hardpoint.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, match number 1 is moments away from beginning. Our first team into our grand finals will be decided here. Who will it be? If you're at home in chat watching, let us know your thoughts, because this is what it all boils down to. Let's get into it.
Let's have it. Take off for the opening hard point. LG and Godlike. Again, no forgiveness here. Single elimination bracket. And I will say, I think both teams did a really nice job in the background, doing their homework, setting themselves up for the most amount of success possible as we jump in. Godlike opening couple of seconds, but LG bounced back with a handful of kills, able to battle.
Channel level the esports Snapdragon.
And this is the thing about it. Godlike, I'm sure, is very thrilled to have Takeoff
స్టార్టెడ్ అయిపోయింది. ఇది ఇంకా డిలేలోనే ఉంది. ఓకే రైట్ సర్లే కానీ ఏదో ఒకట్లే.
Them start like
Angala.
this as we see how
Nidanga live
they
items
actually
undaga.
start to slowly fall in their way. I would say that the kills are arguably sort of
Hybrid
similar,
guard
but
jostna.
Neutrino, surprisingly enough, hasn't found the success that he'd like at least at first, as he got taken down by MB Big over there.
Yeah,
Takes that
Panther
kill and
never
shoots that
start
well as well.
never started
LG
blind.
doing a phenomenal job in here to start off with the right foot, which is exactly what they want to do, thinking about the fact that, well, Godlike has been looking super clean
Me
on
guesses
the
out,
search and
right?
destroy, so as I
నాది గార్లేకే
you're really important. Gonna have a huge
Irrespective
impact
now,
as we all begin
irrespective
to
of the
move
country
point
అయితే
A little
LG.
bounce back here from Godlike, making things mixy on the exit from 1 over to 2. LG stacked up over towards window side. Up top, Bandwash able to kick things off the first elimination.
Country wise చూసుకునే లెక్క అయితే ఇండియానే.
Aren't fully there.
Top
So
4
LG
అంటే
from the
great
front,
కదా.
able to successfully break and move the spawns around on the left side of
చాలా
the minimap.
better. అదే
Kills on
ఫస్ట్
the
టైం
outside
ఎలిమినేట్
also
అయిపోయారు.
creating a
ఓవర్
little bit of
బ్రాకెట్
space here
ఎలిమినేట్
for
అప్పుడు
LG to
బ్రాకెట్
work with.
Last
Godlike
year
trying
అయితే.
to kind of hit this in multiple facets, and it really
Last
hasn't
year
worked out
అయితే.
all that well. Couple of kills for Trunks, but largely speaking, LG in firm
Last year
control of the
అయితే
hill.
2 eliminate
Surprisingly enough, the side of
Little
Godlike is not
నిన్న ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేశారు అభిస్ గారిని నన్ను ట్రంక్స్ గారిని.
every time they get a kill, they make sure that there's someone
little bee in
inside
Nova
of
win.
those objectives. 20 seconds still left, and they seemingly
ఎలా
continue to
ఆడుతున్నారు
have a
ఏంటి అంటే
whole
మేము
lot
బాగా
of control up in their
ఆడుతాం,
hands.
ఇండియా
There's going to be the push
కొంచెం
from 4 members at the same time from Godlike, and that's
కొంచెం
finally
మా
the
గురించి
push they needed. But there's
మాట్లాడుతున్నప్పుడు
MB
ఇండియా
with the
గురించి
double to clean them off.
ఇండియా
There's
చాలా
down
వెనకబడి
two
ఉంది
remaining,
games లో.
two
ఇండియా
that were
కొంచెం
inside of the kill, and just
అని
like
చెప్పుకొచ్చాడు.
that, this
మరి
Codm
ఒకవేళ
will
మీరు కనుక
or could
ఓడిపోతే
have been
ఏంటని
in
అడిగితే
their
ఆ బీస్
favor.
గారు
They're like,
లోవర్
you
బ్రాకెట్
know what,
ఉంటుంది
we're
కదా
already far
అంటున్నాడు.
ahead. We can
నాకు
do it
షాక్
down
అయ్యా
to the next
ఒకసారి.
This is where things can get really dangerous. LG have 4 operators at the ready as they try to set
అలా
themselves
లోవర్
up for
బ్రాకెట్
the third
అలాంటి
hill. They
ఉంటుంది
can turn this into a
ఎలిమినేషన్
huge snowball.
అవునవును కదా
Godlike are starting to kind of get themselves back into this game.
Wow.
Couple of good kills on the opening. No operators have
అందరూ
been
నవ్వారు.
did try to get the purifier out, but really it didn't get wielded. So you'll have that charge back pretty quickly. Envy with the war machine, able to get himself a double. Neutrino
ఇంట్లో
battle
కనట్లేదు
back into it.
మామ.
Now the Sparrow out. That will work out as Tectonic from the high ground is able to open the door. Neutrino still healthy. And good predictions as well with his war machine. Keep Godlike in. We got a back and forth 50-50. Our operators charged up on both sides, but Godlike, here we go. The wind's starting to come through for India, and they've held very nicely.
That's the thing, that's the value. The operators, you call it yourselves, not only Luminosity, but also Godlike doing a phenomenal job there as they now take out that gravity vortex, but not gonna be to the right side because there is Tech alongside with Ben cleaning them off. Ben dies, not enough. Their control is still gonna be there for them. 10 seconds left. The side of Godlike did an
43,
outstanding
81.
job there at the beginning with the
82.
operators and the usage of their own
83,
weapons.
84.
But now, as they all begin to rotate for the next one, they're gonna be slightly late.
Sound
The boys
is
spawn are not necessarily great as Godlike continues to spawn over their own stadium. They
Score
all
it.
have
Score
gone all the way
చూస్తుంది.
back. Now they finally get closer and break through quite immediately.
It's good.
Top 30 here from the claw from
Okay,
front.
okay.
Doesn't put his player in the corner, though.
చెప్పాలిగా
Okay, a
ఉంది.
little bit of a miss, and now all of a sudden LG find themselves favored to the kill feed. And with the Annihilator out, that'll be enough to turn the tides and get LG right back into the hard point. So again, small moments where it looks like Godlike are about to find their crack through the
Oh,
code,
take,
but it doesn't
take,
quite
take,
fully get
take.
all the way through. Now LG really establishing their own sense of semblance here over the top of the last hard point of this rotation. Claw helping out for it, 30 seconds to battle. And Godlike have to hit this all
Edgar
from
blooper
the
చూసావా?
front.
వేరే
Caught on
పెట్టాడు.
reload though, Envy will drop.
Blooper
Reveal gets
చూడు,
himself an
Edgarది.
opening double, and this is what I'm talking about. The SMGs for Godlike wake up at the exact
Demo
right
కాదు అది,
moment and a
demo
good break
పెట్టలా.
comes
Tactical
through, at least
training
to
కూడా కాదు
contest a
అది.
little bit of
వేరే
extra
demoనే
time
పెట్టారు.
until Vague and the rest of LG reinforce and reclaim the hill.
It has been the biggest issue.
Digo?
Yes, the back and forth between the kills is quite noticeable, but now more and more ahead. LG doing a tremendous job, not only doubling, but nearly tripling the amount of points that the rivals have right now. We're gonna get head towards P1.
నిన్న
reset.
ban కూడా
We
వేరేది
see at
పెట్టాడు.
distance, Washi is gonna be covering them from up above, looking over on red. Envy from the inside, try to make it work, but there's a nade that's gonna crush his dream, but not the teams, as Band is
నేను
hiding
ఇప్పుడే
behind
చూస్తున్నా.
that.
నిన్న
making
ట్విట్టర్ లో
sure
చూశాను
that
బ్యాన్
they
కూడా
get
వేరేది
in.
పెట్టాడు.
It is
ఈ
just
టాక్టికల్
so
ట్రైనింగ్ పెట్టల
difficult for
డెడ్ సైలెన్స్
Godlike
పెట్టలేదు
that once they make the break that they are
ఇదిగో
so
ఇది
good at
పెట్టాడు
doing
టైటానిక్
to
ది.
actually hold it this time around.
Yeah, that's the exact point I was going to go to.
Yeah,
is
build
there's
కూడా
good
మార్చాడు
moments for
Titanic.
Godlike
Build కూడా
kind of
మార్చాడు.
breaking down LG, but it's not with enough control to
Titanic
actually
build కి
dominate after
suspense
the break
లేదు.
gets happened. So the re-break attempts from LG have been really clean so far, which is why we're seeing more than double the points essentially here in favor of LG. Godlike doing a nice job here over the top of Fountain. Keeping things contested at worst, if not finding a little bit of time
Ala
here and
leading
there.
runner.
Kills also on the exit
Ala
looking
leading.
really good. So we start to look over towards
Double
the minimap.
runner
And again,
వాళ్ళు.
that left side is where Godlike will be spawning. Proximally, they will be closer.
90 వచ్చిన
towards
తర్వాత
B2.
తీసుకెళ్తారేమో
But we saw this
అనుకుంటున్నా
last rotation around. LG looking to stack up through window side. And they've already got a handful of members contesting the back staircase. That will be good for again, another 50-50 over the top of the new hill.
Yeah, that was just huge for Godlike. Over 30 seconds inside
ఇటు
of the
ప్రవీణ్
hill.
గారు గట్టిగానే
Will put them
నొక్కుతాడు.
around 40 or so behind. And they're first inside of the hill. If I'm not mistaken, that's Aviz, who is now making sure that they stay alive but at a distance. Gets knocked out by Envy. Washi immediately realizes that there's an opening in here, gets inside, goes for that kill, takes it like it's nothing, goes for the double, and kills him as well. Triple in here, only gonna be an assistance, but LG gonna clean them all so quickly. Now there's been now using this for already 23 kills going for more damage.
First Godzilla నుంచి మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళిపోయి esports వేరే టీమ్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాడు. మళ్ళీ ఈ టీమ్ లోకి వచ్చాడంట.
Play style. He likes to be aggressive. He likes to go forward. He likes to make it happen. And in here, LG on 152 points, and they continue to control the smoke. He's playing so huge in their way.
Yeah, and the thing about this here, LG, they're happy to be up by 50, but honestly speaking, Godlike is doing a really solid job of just keeping themselves in the game. All it takes is one little momentum shifter. Can they find a way to get a solid setup or a hold and maybe pull back this game to be completely level? Because 54 points is not the greatest sum in the world. So LG will rotate over towards 3 early. Envy trying to kind of be a little bit of a range sneak away, but does not quite find anything on the exit. So now Godlike with a chance to break. This is the hard point open. Nice shots here from Trunks. You also hear the gravity vortex gun going off in the background. Envy taking himself out of the picture. This could be the moment. Godlike with numbers. Ban trying to find a way to stay alive, but he will be cut down. Godlike will break.
Has already used plenty of your utilities. They got a couple more over on the side of LG. Let's see if they decide to use them. One of them is going to be Washi at the entrance. Washi trying to walk through. Gonna make it happen. Bay gonna help him out. Gets taken down. Prevail inside. Goes for the double. Not gonna happen. And that is not going to allow AG to get any more time in. Neutrino inside with a double. Managed to survive nearly. Takes out another weapon. Not gonna be enough. And that is still no problem for Trunks, who went inside alongside with Learn. LG, 5 seconds. They still tried to fight it off. And I'd say that, well, Godlike's 0.4 and 1 rotation could be huge here.
I'm not a big fan of Godlike sending as many resources as they did early in P4. With an 8-second lockdown before the hard point opens, LG are essentially getting away with murder here because now they can rotate and have a chance to break immediately. Prevail, Trunks, good openers, but Tectonic and Washi break things down. The Annihilator, a huge part of the reason why. 179 to 126. LG in the hard point continuing to earn some more score. Godlike, you got to feel like this is where it starts to become panic time for them. Good shutdown from Neutrino, so Tectonic can't get the Sparrow into play, and now he's got a War Machine to play with. Right through the window, able to connect for one, and Godlike reestablish control. 30 seconds to fight for. Do they read the spawns, though, for LG, which are currently splitting the map?
That's right. I mean, they're making sure that they cannot get inside through any entrances. There's Neutrino with the War Machine taking one, with the War Machine shooting at a distance, making sure that LG just cannot come through. Now, there's still 15 seconds left that are going to be super, super good for the side of Godlike if they manage to control. But that's not going to be no easy. Trunks destroying once again with the Fennec. Has the opportunity to use the Hunter Killer drone. Not going to connect because it has that missile at a distance. We're questioning if it's going to be possible for Trunks to do it, and he makes it happen. By the way, he's already on a 7 spree looking for more damage to be done.
అదే ఆ పెండింగ్ తోని ఒక్కడిని ఉండగానే రీలోడ్ పడిపోతుంది నాకు. వాడు ముగ్గురు ఎట్లా లేపుతాడు.
Fred is still 40
missile called in immediately as soon as he comes off respawn. It's going to be enough to get banned out of the picture and allow Godlike to again find some critical time here on the first hill. Tectonic waiting for assistance before he can really try to play this angle over towards Fountain. And here comes the hit from LG. Smoke covering the left side of the Fountain perspectively for LG. Kills not fully coming through yet though. Hold on a second. Godlike are still finding ways to keep this mixy. Neutral goes the hard point. 197 to 165. Godlike continue to chip away little by little, point by point. But they have to win a rotation somewhere. And with 18 seconds still to play here at P1, we got to see if they can find a way to get across the map and set themselves up.
He's just insane how he manages to nearly always have a pretty good control over point number 1 here on takeover. It's super difficult to do so, but they make it seem simple in multiple situations here now. Already broke through that 200-point barrier, less than 40 seconds away from success. There's Envy with the clean double inside of the hill. Eventually gets taken down. There's a beast to make it happen now with the Sparrow at a distance, begins to shoot those arrows. Can he actually pull through? Godlike has to be near perfect, but that's not going to be possible. Double for Washington.
Sparrow down.
Clean.
Not what you want there at all.
Clean
You
operators
can't
like
have
that.
that there. The Sparrow doesn't connect really whatsoever. Now all of a sudden LG, they've got the Purifier, the War Machine out. They can absolutely win the game, but the Gravity Vortex comes to respond. Godlike have to find a break, and they have to find a rotation. It's still coming through. Prevail is on an absolute heater. 41 total kills. Can the rest of his team step up and find a way to keep Godlike in the game? 25 seconds remaining. LG could technically still put themselves right on the precipice of winning this game, but it's going to have to take a rotation out of them. They go to the top. Going to do it with the SMG. Gets two, but Trunks beats it with the claw, and Godlike will hold on. Now we look towards rotation.
That's right, everyone is moving. Instead of the healers already big in, moving all the remaining allies. Trunks still at a distance already on using that claw. And Lewis are big using that claw as well. They take huge value off of it. Let's see in this rotation that's going to work out because everybody's just all over the place. Both entrances with both teams at the same time trying to get in. That is going to be a kill for Trunks. That is going to be super, super important at a distance. There's Washi here with the Annihilator. The initial 10 seconds could be now going for LG.
Shutdown comes through from the Annihilator though. 232 to 200. Godlike spawning down towards Benny. He has to find the kills from the front. And so far, so good. The almost gets more than just the opener, but is that enough? Neutrino following up with the War Machine, making life miserable for LG inside. Stop coming. 6 kills for Neutrino. Prevail also still a part of the picture as Neutrino pulls off a flawless.
Neutrino War Machine తీశాడు. ఎగిరా నా కొడుకుల్ని.
Except for the EMP, which he's just been away from. There it is. Fully streaked out. Not quite able to get the double. LG can still win this. Have to find a break though. Godlike needs to win transition. Can they hold on with the last couple of members? What does LG choose to do? They're going to fight for rotation, and a Bread Missile's there to meet him.
నెక్స్ట్ వెళ్ళిపోయినట్టున్నారు.
They need 9 seconds, but there's the use of the utilities. We saw the score streaks there.
Match మందేనా?
Neutrino now bad inside with a penny tries to clean it off. Finds the first kill. All they need is 10 seconds, 9 to be precise. Turns around, goes for that kill. Not going to be possible. Godlike still making it happen. Double for Amazing, who continues to be inside. MB try to go through with a War Machine. Not going to be possible. LG finally going to break through. 5 seconds away from victory. There's Tech with a grab.
What a comeback, bro. What a comeback, bro. What a comeback by God's
But he's just not going
Ma
to
kante
be
చేసిల్రా.
done, ladies and gentlemen.
fuck.
There it is.
నిజంగా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయలేదు
Yes,
బాగా
Godlike
కన్సిస్ట్
have done it.
బాగా కన్సిస్ట్ చేశారు
Insane performance to close
Wow.
it out for both teams. But that advantage that Luminosity held at the beginning goes all the way through the end.
Absolutely the
God's
case.
like
Rotation to half a hard points. We kept looking at that tally. 50-point
Burra
cushion,
paada
60-point
asalu.
cushion. It eventually gets to a point though where we're like, we are talking about.
గడ్డలు పడేటి ఒక్కొక్కరికి.
One hard point to go their
వేగ్ కూడా
way.
ఒకటి అంటాడు
And they
చూసాను డైలాగ్
eventually
ఒకటి చెప్తాడు
find it stretching
వేగ్
the end
గడు
of pieces
ఈస్ట్
East
to the very final
వెస్ట్
set of
ఈజ్
hills
బెస్ట్ ఈస్ట్
over
ఈజ్
towards the
గ్యాస్
third.
అంట
And I'll tell you flat out, that is an
Manoli East కదా.
unbelievable individual effort from
వాళ్ళు
Prevail.
వెస్ట్ కదా వెస్ట్ ఈజ్
A
బెస్ట్
lot of the
ఈస్ట్
reasons
ఈజ్
why
గ్యాస్ అని
Godlike
బెటర్
even had a chance at
వేగ్
this
అయితే
map when
మనోళ్ళు
LG
గెలిచుంటే
wins
వీడికి
as a
మధ్య
collective
విక్టర్
squad to best Godlike on
వెస్ట్ నుంచి ఒకటే ఎల్జీ ఒకటే ఉంది వెస్ట్ నుంచి మిగతా మూడు కంట్రీస్
was unbelievably clutch to keep
Hello,
this game
interest
within
lab.
grip and then eventually be a major difference maker to get this to a one more final hard point. Trunks is
ఇప్పుడు ఉన్న మూడు కంట్రీస్ మన వెస్ట్ నుంచే సారీ ఈస్ట్ నుంచి రెండు చైనీస్ టీమ్స్ నెక్స్ట్ ఒకటి ఇండియన్ టీమ్ ఒకటేమో
And wouldn't you know it, it's players like Tech that were able to help things out, and yeah, he lets them know about it right in the middle. I still say though that is a massive statement for Godlike to keep their cool and find a way to make that game definitely within possibilities of being won. 51 kills for Prevail for the L. We're on the other
Godzilla
side.
కొట్టుకుంటా అంటాడు like చేడు వాళ్ళు కొట్టారు టెక్నాటిక్ కాదు.
41 as well. So really massive
Prevail
game
got
for you guys
51
on the scoreboard. But the big news, LG still finds themselves up 1-0.
Yeah, and I mean, interesting to see that 8 out of 10 players getting 40 plus kills. Only Learn and Ben not going over there. Ben quite close, if I'm being honest. But he was just
49
clear for LG that they were not only going for the kills, but also going for the
కొంచెం 5 seconds ఉంటే హెల్లో అయిపోయింది
Hippo questioned the team. I'm sure they had that talk on day one because you cannot lose games that you are outslaying your opponents. And here they made sure that was just not the case. A clean way to end there for
India
the
team,
side of
40
North
plus kills,
America.
right?
Because let's be reminded, on this side of the bracket, we have the deciding factor
Play,
on the regions, because on the other,
ఇది
it's already China.
వాళ్ళ
Yeah,
బెస్ట్
absolutely.
మ్యాప్
But
కదా
getting
గాడ్
into
లైక్
this
బెస్ట్
series,
మ్యాప్ ఇది
that first map is super
SND.
important in terms of
So-
how does Godlike set
SND.
themselves
So
up for
the-
success to possibly upset
Our best
what we're
map.
considering to be one of the top teams here in Worlds.
Mogli
And first and
push
foremost,
చేస్తారు.
it's the fact that
Push
again,
చేస్తే కనుక
meltdown
God's
wins
Lake
for
అంత
us in map
best
number
team
5,
ఏది
a
ఉండదు,
map
నిజం
that
చెప్పాలంటే.
LG has really utilized
Hold
as their
చేస్తే
best search and
బాగా
destroy.
ఆడతారు.
So not being able to take the opening
Fighting
map,
game.
in my mind,
చేస్తే
you
కనుక
have to look
smoke
at it if
వేసి
you're Godlike,
వీళ్ళంతా
and
waste
you've got to try to find a way to take, I would say 2, 3, and 4. You got to win 3 straight maps here, because Meltdown, even though it's not a terrible map for them, it is one they have not played yet this weekend. So there's not a lot of film on what they want to do. Where on the flip side, LG has been playing it since before when we were in Poland covering stage 4, and they were looking unbelievable at it. So must-win map here, absolutely.
Points
If you're
చూసావా?
Godlike, and it's a good
Hard
one.
point
Player rate search and
వాళ్ళకి
destroy,
మన
they've played
ఇండియన్
3
కి ఎక్కువ
times so
పర్సెంటేజ్
far
ఉంది.
this weekend, and they
కంట్రోల్
have been
ఒకటే
pretty
ఎల్జీకి
dominant outside
ఎల్జీకి
of one
ఒకదానికే ఉంది కంట్రోల్ 100% విన్నింగ్ రేట్
Swiss match. So
SND
this has got to feel
plus
pretty good.
hard
And I
point
think with the
రెండు మనకే
momentum
ఉంది.
picking up at
Winning
the end of that
rate
hard point,
percentage.
as long as you say, yo, dude, we gave them a heck of a run for their money. Let's
రెండు
go.
మనకే
Let's get to
ఉంది.
this firing range and show them what we got.
That's right. They already showed that they can make him sweat. They can make
కోడ్ ఏం పెడతారు
shake a little bit even. But in here now, it's the true
Only starting
shot
ninja,
for them. They gotta make sure that the hype is
hard
there,
point
that the
that they-
momentum
hard point
is rolling. Godlike
Yeah.
needs to secure these map for themselves, because we've already talked what could happen if they don't. As we take a glance onto this oh so beautiful trophy, we are all set
ఫోర్త్
to
మ్యాప్
begin
ఫోర్త్ మ్యాప్
with the
SND
next one.
ఫిఫ్త్ మ్యాప్ ఏమో మెల్ డౌన్
I'm
SND
intrigued about the size. Do you
SND
happen to
మెల్
know
డౌన్
those?
అంటే కొంచెం
I have
కష్టం
no idea. I assume though with
SND
them
మళ్ళీ
picking
హార్డ్
it, I imagine that they will
పాయింట్
start
మళ్ళీ
on
పెద్ద మ్యాప్
defense.
టేక్
That's
ఆఫ్
a good
లాగా
case.
ఇది
So
కూడా
Godlike
Only
will be
part
starting
of the
defensively.
game.
LG right off the get-go. 5-man hit over towards B. Nades over
LG
the top
మొత్తం
and
దిగి
towards
పోతారు.
B. Godlike are giving up the B site completely though, looking for a heavy stack at A. So a bit of a blind counter on both sides. Smoke will cover the cross, should allow enough opportunity for
landing
NG to get this plant stretched, and that's indeed the case. Neutrino was looking for spam, but it comes up empty. So into the 5v5 post plant, Washi kicks things off with the first blood through mid.
Fuck.
Goes for the surprise plays and makes it happen through the smoke. Plans that bomb.
Bomb blind
Less
is second
than
blind.
40 seconds left. Neutrino
Wow,
tries to push
nice
through mid. It's not gonna be an easy task. They're already expecting a push from their own spawn. Not gonna have the kill, but Tech does. Washi as well. And all of a sudden, there's only 2 members alive on the side of Godlike, getting dominated at a distance. Tries to defend himself.
Whoa,
Revel
whoa.
not going to
Washi.
actually make it happen now.
Washi
As Neutrino
sniper.
finds a kill, Washi takes his
25.
third of the round, and just like
Nice,
that,
25.
with an interesting way of starting, that round goes their way.
Yeah, tone setter right there for LG. And again, I think if you're Godlike, you kind of shrugged that round off. You predicted a heavy A hit, it all went B. Trying to break down a 5v5 post plant against LG on that B site, not all that plausible. Nades coming on the top for both sides. this
Irrespective
time.
of the
Godlike
country,
showing a lot
అయితే
more
నీకేం
force
more.
defensively at B, and it does push off any early attempts from Luminosity. On top of that, Band has stayed over towards trailer side, so he's pretty confident that no one's playing up and close, but there could still be players inside a trailer. That would be the big question mark as LG look to plant over towards A, but they quickly get on in, get the SMGs to take control, and now once again, we go 5v5
He's
post
got a
plant.
problem,
Washi
yeah.
again kicks us off with another first blood.
That's right. That's going to begin to be an issue yet again for the
రీలోడ్ కొడితే కనుక
Indian team.
తెలిసిపోయింది బిస్గడ్ అయిపోయింది
Waiting patiently behind that bomb. The side of LG will opt to defend. All they have to do is wait for
అక్కడే
what
sniper
could
ఉంది,
be a
బిస్గడ్
visual
అక్కడే sniper
surprise
ఉంది.
or a desperate rather play
God's like
for the side of
ఎవరు లేరు.
Godlike. They get that kill.
ఇందులో
Onto
ఏమో
Washi, really
Tech
pushing
ఉన్నాడు,
for more.
Washi ఉన్నాడు.
Revel did not
Sniper.
realize that there was someone inside of the trailer. Gets taken down. They go for that kill.
They
Try
hopped
to
it,
knock him
they
down.
Wow.
They hopped
what
it.
a
He's
shot,
still
man.
on for the defuse.
shot.
That's going to
Yeah.
be enough. I think he gets the defuse off. Sure does.
Diffusing
Oh,
కూడా
man.
ఇప్పుడు
I
ఎట్టరా
love it.
నింజా డిఫ్యూజ్ రాడు
I didn't even notice.
It's like Navy SEALs.
Oh,
You just got a
దేవుడా.
free fall man for the defuse.
The trailer gets taken down. They go for that
Smoking.
drop out and
They
knock
have
him
to.
down. Well, did not realize that there was someone inside of
అదే
the
ఆ
trailer.
స్మోక్
Gets
లో
taken down. They
ఏదో
quickly
పెద్ద
stay
యుద్ధం
noticed.
జరుగుతుందని అనుకున్నాం
About trying to find the kills that they kind of lose sight of the bomb site itself. So a little ninja coming through for Godlike ties us up at 1. And for the first time, we'll see LG come out of
Wow.
spawn with a bit
Wow,
more
wow,
patience.
wow.
Although
Washi
that
got
said,
through.
it's only tempered rebuild.
What
They're
the
playing
bloody
for 10,
fucking-
and no one was looking for that play
Washi.
whatsoever. Banned with the double base following up, and they're not done yet. Prevail eventually
Ah,
pushes them
come
off,
on.
but that
2v4.
clearance will allow a free plant for LG at A.
I mean, it was either the 10 ban or find a quadra on that round. Luckily enough for Godlike, that's not going to be the case, but Bombs down. NB does it again. Now a 3v2. The trade was just not favorable for Godlike. They all begin to rethink their strategy. Seemingly gonna be pushing here through A-Long. Thinking about that push at a distance. Wash is still trying to snipe him down. Not gonna be possible yet. There's a push from Trunks. Big going to the fence, and just like that, NB will finish him off.
Yeah. Great post plant setup here for LG. The only thing that's foiled it so far is, again, that sneak right underneath their noses of the defuse from the previous round. So I'm looking at this saying, LG have shown us a hard B hit, an attempt to go B again, and then quickly wrap back towards A, and then that round, very uncharacteristic. We don't see it all that often. A double SMG push through mid. This has got to have Godlike all up in their heads in terms of where are they going, how do we deal with this? There's so many things to worry about. Unfortunately, off the get-go, what was a good set A, Neutrino is able to finally get Godlike an early numbers advantage, finding 2 through mid-map.
As unpredictable as possible, but Godlike's responses to them, not necessarily a bad one. So far in here, they yet again try something different. The grenade kill by Tech was definitely a good startup, but they've lost 2 members. Banned Big out of the picture now. Washi thinking about throwing a nade at a distance. It's not gonna make it any simpler. A minute and 15 seconds on the clock as LD tries to find some sort of opening in here.
They're just looking for timing. Oh my goodness! That timing, that pixel peak, could not have been slimmer of margins, and that may be the door opened. In a 4v3, LG were the ones who had to find something to go their way. And now, there's an opportunity for them to know that they very likely have Godlike split between both of these 2 sites. So they're going to get a 3v2 over at A. First contact good for Prevail. Keeps his life. Spam coming out, doesn't quite finish him off, eventually gets the kill, but it's all down to Tech. 40 seconds on the clock. 1v2, no bomb in hand. He's got a player playing up towards mid, and he's looking to isolate, but I love this from Godlike. They just back off and say, if you want to plant over at A, sure, we're going to give you a 1v2. But it just comes down to will they actually convert it, because Tech will get this plant off without much concern.
Yeah, he'll get it just like that, but it's still a 1v2. Has to be cautious about this interaction. But we all know Tech. We all know how clutch he can be on several situations, and this could be one of them. And Godlike knows it.
Yeah.
They gotta play it smart.
It's just all about how they find him, and they do right there. Okay, so Tech was kind of looking to see what they're going to come from runs back. I mean, there's so many opportunities to wear this double stack for Godlike.
లెర్న్గాడ్ బాడీ షూట్ అది దెంగుతాడయ్యా వీళ్ళని మామూలుగా దెంగుతాడు ఇప్పుడు వేగిగా కొడతాడు
2-2 really big round right there for Godlike.
Really big round. Even them out. I gotta say that was great. That was great. As quickly as possible, they had to take down Tech, and that's exactly what happened. They didn't even allow them to go for like a sneaky flank or just try to surprise them.
Chinese scam
was tremendous. With a kill. Trunks with the next one. The follow-up for the side of LG is just not there.
Yep. Tempo switch here for Godlike. They say we're have enough of you guys kind of controlling and dictating the speed of this map. And this time it's open nades over towards the backside of A, and then a double hit up through mid, and now you've even got a sniper rifle and a B is controlling backside B alley. So Luminosity are quite literally stuck here. There is nowhere they could go, and once more, kind of like the round previous, they're just hoping Godlike makes a mistake, over peaks, and they can find free kills. So expect to see Washi kind of just floating on an island, seeing if he can just work an angle and find a free pick to try to level the numbers up a bit.
That's exactly what they need now. There's a minute left. LG, want to play for picks, or do you want to sort of push and find a kill somewhere, somehow? In here, nothing gonna happen. Still a 3v5, and with that kill, that is going to be even more deeply hurting the side of LG. Godlike now finally finding their own pace, finally finding how to do it. Godlike now first member to go down is gonna be Learn. Tech still alive. Ambi gonna take that opportunity to plant that bomb. There's the push. They gotta defend themselves. They're collapsing onto them at the same time. Angie gets a kill to try to answer back, goes for the double, but runs away. The way that Godlike played that, it was just so huge. They realized that they were both at the bomb site and just collapsed from so many different entrances that it became nearly impossible.
This has been a really interesting story of this first half. First 3 rounds are 2 different 5v5 post plans. One goes the way of Godlike, but aggression allowed them quick Godlike have been able to come out on top with 2 straight rounds where they've had numbers advantages. And looks like this round will go back to what we saw in the first 3. 5v5 post plant, but LG do not have a lot of control back towards bathroom side. They're going to have to bunker down. The only big advantage here for LG on this post plant is the fact that this is going to take a lot of time for Godlike to clear. So it's going to have to be a mad dash onto the site for Godlike, and they're going to have to make a decision of which direction do they want to go. 3-member stack over towards the back looks like that will be the main focus. Most of this has been seen by the players inside a trailer, but they haven't found the kills as of yet. Oh, the trigger discipline from Tectonic. How good is that? He catches a couple of Godlike members out, and the kills are perfect for LG. Last one left is a Bees, and he does not have enough time to get through all 4 LG members and defuse. Impressive shot to keep the hand on, but largely speaking, LG say, we're not going to bother trying to fight you guys early. Come down, it works out.
Come on,
That
was good. That was good. I like that first half. Godlike in LG just proving their best in here. But now, as we play, I'd like to say that Godlike's attack strategies are quite impressive. They try to be even more unpredictable than what we saw so far. Look at that push, straight from mid. No one knows that Trunks is here. Gonna get one, gonna go for 2 in here. Not gonna be possible. There's Prevail with the opportunity. Takes the kill before dying. Turns around, Ben tries to defend. Not gonna be possible. And all of a sudden, we only have 5 players left.
Flat out for Godlike to come through, smoke barrel, and then just mad dash through it. You're so susceptible to nade damage making a play like that. And to be fair, LG don't necessarily get caught too by surprise. They've even up the numbers, but the advantage of isolating the LG defense has allowed Godlike now to send this to a 2v1. Left. And Godlike has a ton of time to work with and see if they can possibly create some doubt into what Tectonic wants to do. And at the moment, he's kind of playing halfway between both different bomb sites. He won't have a look at this hit towards A, but he will be able to rotate and either play it safe by rotating back, or he can get aggressive by playing through trailer, or even more so, all the way around the back of the flank.
Bombs down and 40 seconds on the clock. Tech, no new guy to this sort of situation. Last time it did not work out whatsoever. Let's see if he can change that outcome this time around, because he's taking his time as he should. Has to hurry now soon, and that's something like knows at a distance. Learn once again will down. If I'm not mistaken, on the other 1v2 could have been him, maybe Prevail. I'm not too sure. What I am sure about is the fact that Godlike once again got that lead.
Yeah, and another again opportunity to showcase that Godlike is not going to allow LG to control the tempo of this map. This time, again, talking about that opening hit, look what it's going to force out a lot of LG nades over towards middle, but they're not hitting it right off the get-go. So a lot of opening defensive utility has been spent just to keep them safe from that opening aggression. Envy by himself with the kilo inside a trailer. Not the standard weapon that we often see players use in this position, so he's going to have to try to play through the window and see if he can get any information. And he's got a little bit of a just outside of barrels if he needs to bail and get back to safety.
That's right, and I am quite impressed about that kilo. I'm not too sure that's going to have the impact that he wants. So far, no one's dead, but the time keeps going down. Already went over 40 seconds, and the side of Godlike has to figure out a way to do it. But ooh, there it is. Washi, the player that had been getting the most gonna get knocked down.
Where both the players are. The trailer means there's only one player inside, and they also saw Tech for a moment there on this cross. Learn gets on the bomb site. Impressive gunfight. Trunks now trying to change things up. Tech playing deep, gets caught a little bit by surprise. It's a 1v5. 40 seconds on the clock. If he pulls this off, it'll be written in the annals of Call of Duty history. First shot's not clean, second will be there, but Trunks comes from behind, no worries, and Godlike takes the first convincing lead, 5-3 cushion.
Very convincing round. I gotta say, LG got heavily outplayed in multiple situations off of that round, and because of that, like you mentioned, 2 rounds in a row going in favor of Godlike, who, like I mentioned, their offensive style on plenty of map for search and destroy has been shown across this weekend, and here's gonna be no exception. Now Trunks, maybe playing with fire over here, he was too confident, and Ben and Big gonna make him pay that price.
This is all about timing for Godlike. That was not a full commitment to B. all that was Trunks seeing if he could get an opening kill and try to move the LG defense. Even though he doesn't get the elimination, he has still successfully moved LG over
advantage map,
towards B, and the commitment from Learn is beautiful. He's going to get this plant off. It just comes down to will he be allowed to exit? LG start to realize the follies of their setup. Nades over the top to connect, but not for a kill.
Very good snipe.
Lurking, Vague gets taken down by Abiz. That makes safe an initial pinch. Prevail also still controlling it towards mid, but now caught by surprise. He gets smoked! Oh my goodness, Band had his number, but it doesn't make a difference. Now Learn! Trying to get all three!
Oh god.
Sees Washi at range!
Three.
1v3 opportunity for LG!
Wonderful.
Not gonna
Abiz
happen!
moving
Abiz takes his focus back!
Cover chased.
What an unbelievable call for Godlike to make the quick transition to A!
Incredible way to take advantage of that situation. You said it. The way that Luminosity was playing across that map was really good. Not perfect. They had that opening over Alpha, and immediately got like
In-game, mama.
Last time కూడా ఇంత
and
అనిపించలేదు మామ.
that head glitch was just immaculate. Now Trunks is gonna be pushing yet again for that kill. Beg is gonna make him suffer. Not gonna be the kill that he wanted. Actually gets the kill.
Very good.
And the push continues. Now they fully commit over on Bravo, but they've lost only one member. The 1-for-1 trade to go through.
They can still create doubt here, though. This will be a commitment towards B, but keep your eye on number 4. Beast is lurking through mid-map. He's trying to catch
Wow,
LG crossing back, seeing if the mind games have worked out. And look at the rotation. This is freaking brilliant from Godlike. Envy will scout out. Yes, this is a commitment towards B.
Planting.
Can they stop the plant through mid? Tectonic will be nearby. But you can see this little bit of play with time for Godlike is creating LG's down. Envy turns things up though as he gets in and controls tires. That's also your bomb carrier down, and now LG will commit to trying to reclaim this B site.
And that's gonna be the biggest factor, the fact that they are already in their heads. They're not too sure what to do, when to do it, how to do it. They gotta reform something.
This mental gymnastics for Godlike is absolutely mind-bending. They've re-cleared A.
Wonderful Trunks.
Rushing down at mid, he can't get the quick start.
Very good.
An opportunity to either battle back towards A or just pitch the B site.
GG's mama, GG's.
Absolute masterminds on fire range search. Tie us up.
చెప్పాను అడ్వాంటేజ్ మ్యాప్ అని గాడ్స్ లైక్
Whoa, we got ourselves a
What's the
series.
చింపితే మనలో గుద్దుకోండిరా మీకు చేతులు వారా ఇంకా వాదుకోడరా గొరిల్లా లెక్క ఆ దున్నపోతే కనుక చూపియండిరా ఇప్పుడు గుద్దుకోరా పండు గురిగా
to do. We knew the importance of this search and
next
destroying. They take the most
control
value off of it, constantly being surprising, constantly
Well,
bringing
advantage
something
map
new
control
into
ready
the
good.
mix, even within the same round,
ఏది
constantly
ఏది వాళ్ళగా
doing what they're doing.
advantage
He couldn't adapt.
The mind games are unbelievable.
లేదు,
And I
లేదు.
just I
వీళ్ళకి
love the
చాలా
fact of
తక్కువ.
how it happened. It
Percentage
wasn't from the
తక్కువ
get-go.
control.
LG came
వాళ్ళకి
out
ఎక్కువ.
swinging. The early 5-man hit towards B, the little fake towards B, back towards A, and then a full 5-man hit towards A had Godlike having to kind of adapt and change in the middle of rounds. But going into that round 4, they say, whatever, we don't care about you guys trying to take control of this map. This is our playground. We've been really good at it all weekend long. And they
ఒక్కడే లేస్తాడు పక్కోడు ఒక్కడు హెచ్చలు ఎక్కువ వాడికి
everything
వాడే
starts to
టీమ్
change.
లీడ్
Let
లర్న్ అంటే
alone the
వాడే
fact that you gotta
వాడే
put
బాడీ
your
షూట్
teams using a
వాడే బాడీ
5v5 post plant. Are you kidding me? So Godlike convincing here. We tie up the series, but I still have to go back and reframe that this is still a series that overall, because that first map went to LG, it does lead towards thinking that Godlike has to win this raid control coming up next. And they really, you think, would have to win the Hacienda hardpoint to avoid a meltdown map 5, which has been LG's best search and destroy by far.
Yeah, that's exactly what they have to be thinking. We already lost one, that's fine. We are gonna crush it on the S&D.
మరి రెండు టీములు ఇష్టమేమో దేనికి సపోర్ట్ చేయాలి అర్థం కాదు
And defeat arguably one of the strongest control players that is in the world out there, at least to this day. The focus on everybody's faces as they begin to prep up for what's coming. You said a
అదేనమ్మా
control
వెలిగేట్
over
అంటే
on raid.
ఉంది
లేదు లేదు
I'd like to see it start already, but they need to breathe, they need to rethink, they need to re-strategize
Charging
their
key,
next
USB,
move.
cameras,
Clearly what LG
అన్నిటికి
brought into the
ఆ
mix
హెడ్సెట్
was
వన్ ఛార్జింగ్
really,
వన్
really
వైఫై వేరు
first.
అది వైట్ వైఫై వాడతారు కదా వాళ్ళు
Like adaptive
ఫైబర్
they started playing with their own terms.
Yeah.
and I loved it.
I think the other thing about this, kind
All
of getting
in
away
one
from the
double
surge and
item.
talking about the
అంతమంది
future, which is
వైఫైలు
just
వాడితే
control.
ఉందమ్మా
Godlike has
చచ్చిపోదు.
only really been
So రాదు,
successful
రాదు.
when they play Raid. They were 4-0 in Season 4. They were 2-0 throughout the first 2 days of competition. The thing
Let's
you
go.
wanted to avoid was going on to Crossroads. That's where LG just really dominates, both in the kill feed as well as the timing of being able to save objective capture time and time again. And kind of speaking to it, the North American teams don't like playing standoff control. It's 250-50. One thing goes wrong and you can find yourself automatically in the backside of a snowball. So this is a
substitutes
great
ఉండరా
idea
మా ఇలా దాంట్లో
overall in terms of where you want to square up against LG, who is a great control team. Put them on Raid. It's your best map by far, but considering that you really only
మిగతా
have
అన్ని
one
ముత్యాలు
good
ఉపయోగపోతే
option,
పాపం వాడు ఫీల్ అయ్యడం
finding a
మరి
way to still get Raid in the pool, super awesome. I think it's just, again, that knowledge, knowing that no NA team, let alone
అదే ప్లేస్ లో నువ్వు నేను ఉంటే తెలుస్తుంది మా వాడు పడేవాళ్ళు.
good manipulation in the pool here. Lots of even chances for Godlike to come out and do
చూడలేదు
what they did
ఏదో డౌన్లోడ్
yesterday,
చేసి
which was
పెట్టిన
absolutely blow SPG
కింద
out of the
ముగ్గురు
map.
పైన ముగ్గురు ఉన్నారు
See if
ఆరుగురు
they can
ఉన్నారు.
find a way to do it 2 days in a row. It will be Godlike starting up on the offense. LG spamming things through mid. Abiz will kick this off. An early hit over towards B is on the way.
Absolutely. We're going to see that nade kill for Tech. Really pushing for more on both sides. Look at Trunks already trying to get that kill onto Tech, who gets on top of that laundry room. Only got one kill. Ben prevails, gets the double. Ben pushes through the smoke, tries to go for that defensive play, double for himself. Great way to stop things out, but both teams getting plenty of kills. There you go. Ben and Big are going to change the pace in there and manage to defend the side of Bravo.
Yeah, they don't get the second tick. That's the biggest thing. It was so close.
Right, right, right.
But now
Manual.
Godlike have to come off
LG
respawn.
చేయడం
They
కష్టమే.
need to focus on the other side of the map.
LG
They
చేయడం
haven't
కష్టమే.
played too much as of
బ్యాన్ కూడా
yet.
వెళ్ళిపోతాడు.
That said, Tectonic is the only defender now still standing. LG trying to set up the spawn trap. You've got a player down low on the left side of the map. That'll block AC. And number 5 in Washi has his eyes up towards Jim. This is everything. Godlike need to find a way to capture and move LG off this spawn trap. And they're doing so. They've got capture going on both zones at the same time. LG, you have to give up the spawn trap. You need to defend the objective. One kill comes through to prevail. But the only player still in spawn is Washi. Eventually, both zones get cleared off, but a lot of damage has been done to the tick progression. Now you take your focus to number 4 in blue. Vega's behind this entire play. It just comes down to, will he actually make a move here?
That can really be problematic, losing 2 ticks on both objectives that are once again trying to capture at the same time. There's Van finding a double.
Nice
super
ban.
clean.
Good play,
Defense
man.
for
Good play,
Washi.
good play,
And
Washi.
although they focus so deeply on that, they managed to reveal themselves. Now Trunks in here with a Fennec. We'll find one. We'll find 2 with the help of his allied Prevail, and they continue to capture over on Bravo. Luminosity is still trying to prevent that. Washi knows that is pretty much lost, so they are gonna let it be.
Submit
At a minute and 40 seconds, the side of Godlike are barely losing by lives, which means that this could be flipping really quick and could be one of the few times where you see a round of control ending by the objectives.
Godlike needs to make a decision here, though. They're still stuck over towards the
Paina
previously
kinda.
captured
Kinda
zone.
take up,
So
paina
you can
try.
actually see them having a conversation. Do we go back towards
Oh,
our
footsteps
spawn and try to help
వినిపించట్లేదు
the
మామ
pool, or
ఇద్దరికి.
do we try to make a
అదే
play through
కొంచెం
laundry
వస్తాను.
and maybe put a little bit of a spawn trap of our own in? I don't love the call, though. You only need 1 tick of progress at A. Take your focus to the freaking objective and try to get on. So now LG've got full control at mid-map. They've got bedroom control, and they still have Envy defending against their spawn trap. This is not a good look here for Godlike. They're too separated. They're trying to hunt for spawn kills, but all you need is 1 tick of progress. Why are we playing for kills? Play for the objective.
The real reason is that I don't see it whatsoever. Oh, double kill. That's going to be huge for Aviz. Gonna clear them off. It's still going for the kills. They don't care about the objectives somehow. Prevail finally will begin to push and try to shake things up. Not gonna be possible. There's gonna be 3 kills in a row going in favor of LG. Godlike only with 8 remaining. 30 seconds on the clock. Trunks trying to throw a nade at a distance. There's a help from Abyssum, but I think it's just too late. Why? They finally get together and they finally seemingly will be pushing here for the objective, but is it too late, Chef?
It's one-dimensional. It's all from the front.
Wow.
Trunks does open up space in through Tiki. LG having to collapse onto the point. Purifier comes out.
Thank
Man
you.
able to find the kill
Oh,
just before
Purifier.
dropping.
Wow.
That will help hold the front
Saved,
line.
bro, saved.
But with 5
Purifier
lives still
has been
remaining, all it takes is 1 last break, and Godlike could
Nice.
still do this. A couple of kills come through. Ban still alive with the Purifier, but gets pushed out in towards poolside, but the clock will expire on the play, and You can literally see them having the conversation after the B zone is captured.
ఈ LG
What do you
వాళ్ళు
guys wanna
push
do?
చేయట్లేదు,
You want to
హోల్డ్
go
చేసి
play for their
ఆడుతున్నారు బాగా.
spawn? Do we need to go back and play for
అదే
trying to cut through
అదే
mid?
కదా
And
వాళ్ళు
they
ఆగరు,
decide to
ఆ
pick
గేమ్
what
ప్లే
I would
తెలిసి
say is
LG
the
గేమ్
worst
ప్లే
option of trying
ఇట్లా
to set up the
లాగుతారు
spawn
మామ,
trap when
ఇలా
you
టీం
don't
మీద
need to grow the
అలాంటిది
lead.
ఇలా
All
అల్లా
you
హోల్డ్
need is
చేసి
to take the
ఆడుతున్నారంటే
progress.
మన
And that late
బాగానే
commitment
ఆడుతున్నారు అయితే.
allowed LG a chance to get
South
themselves
England.
set up, and now off the break off, straight over towards A goes LG's offense.
And while you were already losing lives as well, it's
నిన్నటి
not
మ్యాచ్
like
LG వాళ్ళు
that
ఎట్లా ఆడినారు మామ,
was in their favor when it came down to
మొత్తం
lives now.
వాళ్ళని ఒక్కటి కూడా
Start
పట్టుకొనియకుండా
playing
200
not
వేసి
dropping a
కిల్లులు
single one,
కొట్టుకున్నామని
defensive
దొబ్బ పెట్టుకున్నారు కదా
indeed.
మ్యాచ్ ని
This is as
ట్రై
low as
చేసుకోలేదు.
1 points to learn, going for the third one, misses that shot, goes for the second opportunity, gets it onto Ambi, misses again, but the damage has been done. Great start of a round for the side of Godlike. That's barely losing any lives in here. Trunks once again at a distance as Washi's Annihilator
Oh.
gets executed by the use of the Hunter Killer drone, and although the decision making was not there on the first round, they start great on the second. Double kill for MB. LG shaking things up, starting going on alpha, and now they're moving to B.
This B zone might just be gone. They are fully stacked on top of it. This progression is happening rapidly. And Godlike are going to concede this and set up for an exit. Can they find these kills though? Because you do have number 3 in the yellow trucks playing for, again, that same spawn trap in towards garage. But you have to find the kills first and foremost. Band getting through laundry is massive for LG's exit. And Vague will follow up. So now there's a bit of room to work with here. Battle over towards the spawn. We did this yesterday. Claw is out. And he's got a banana blender. Oh boy, not what you want here. Another player starts to spawn over towards the pool side, and the kills continue to come through. It's the zip trap, baby. It's nasty. It's dirty. It's hard to deal with. And Vague will eventually get LG out of spawn while simultaneously.
Wow,
Band, a huge double
What a
over
play,
the top
bro.
of the A
What a
zone.
play.
LG have 2 members on. Can they find a way to get some help, get some reinforcements? No. Trunks will double up, and we'll go 15 plays 12, 1:13 on the clock.
The spawn trap was broken, but still
15.
not enough. The life still in favor of the Indian team. Godlike at a distance here with the Sparrow by the hands of Abyss.
Take.
Trying to get a kill, trying to get more damage. Shadow not gonna be impossible. There is the push. Big is gonna be executed, explode, blown into tiny pieces, but the lives are quite close, 10 to 11. The difference is no longer there for the side of Godlike. There's the miss with the sniper shot there for Abyssum, who takes out that garage, tries to go against Band, but that battle is not gonna be a win by him.
Opening kill is big. LG have 2 operators they can spend to try to break this hard point open. Focus back over through kitchen side. Play over towards money window. Prevail only getting 1 of what
He's
they're
over
going to do. Flank again, try to get there by Vague, but he's also shut down. So things again come to a bit of a pause. Washi's position will force Godlike to spawn a little bit further out. A couple of meandering kills come over through the front as Trunks is able to turn his attention back towards his favored side defensively. Now all of a sudden, all the focus comes to the front doors. 8 plays up against 6. Band trying to get around the corner, finding the opener. That will stop the clock around 9 seconds. If they can get on, wait, they're not fully on yet. The clock continues to tick away. Now it stops at 7. But it's a 7v5 situation. LG have to hold on to this hard point. Long flank coming out from Prevail. He's going to clear out poolside. Gets the first, but unable to find another. Purifier out for Bandit.
What a purifier, bro. Wasted, bro.
Good for their defense.
Wow.
And they'll tie it at 1, only
Play,
giving
bro.
away
What a play,
3
bro.
ticks over towards
What
B.
a
I
play,
don't think
bro.
that tick at A ever got fully secured.
Not at all. They were trying to, but the time was just playing against them, and Godlike knew that. Although Tech took that double kill to even the numbers out when it came down to lives. Once they took him out, they broke through that barrier and immediately got in front of their opponents to take that round. Even numbers out, and now they are once again trying to begin heavy hitting on this round number 3. Now Trunks gonna get executed alongside with his ally Prevail, but there's Neutrino, War Machine in hand. Does he want to push though? Seems like he does.
He's going to feel obligated to find some damage with this. Band right below him. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. Okay. That was the entire focus for Neutrino. It's like, just don't take myself out of the map. It does come at the cost of the War Machine not finding too much. Vague is still shooting bodies. That guy is just on one today, apparently. But the focus for Godlike continues off spawn over towards this B zone. Second tick being worked on, first already locked. LG largely looks like they're giving away a lot of this. Second tick's going to get locked in, and LG really haven't made any moves that would lead you to believe they're trying to recontest this. A late play over towards Laundry, but Godlike's going to come in with a couple of kills, and now Trunks has his second claw out as the transition is on towards A.
They were not thinking about defending Bravo. Let's see how it goes now over on A. Trunks here, Yagi mentioned with a claw, gonna find 1. Onto Beg, immediately pushing for more alongside with his allies. There's Neutrino, gets the kill onto Band. And that is going to be huge for Godlike, who continues to try to be pushing for the kills. That's right, they do not care about the objective as of just yet. Learn here with the Annihilator, gonna get executed. That's a clean double kill now for Wash.
Another missed opportunity there for Godlike. They had the spawns at least manipulated. I
lag
won't say
అవుతున్నారండి
trapped.
teams ఏమన్నా
They force LG to spawn down towards basketball, but they really don't get a chance to use the operators to really make that punishing. Also great awareness from LG, kind of coming back to the play and making sure they clear things out on their side of the map. So everything resets.
మన స్ట్రీమ్ ఏమి లేదు అదే
And
ప్రాబ్లం
both teams playing from their respective corners. Envy up top, clears out bedroom, traded away. Godlike now control a bit of presence at pool. Follow up on the Tectonic is good. Here comes the play for Godlike from the front. You still have a member trying to lurk over towards mid, but that's a Bees with a sniper rifle. Vega's anticipating a push, but it's not there. So this equalizer's going to kind of go empty. And a chance for Godlike to stack their Tiki with a couple of kills coming through. They can find their way on towards the Zay zone to stop the clock, but even trades keep things level. And now all of a sudden Vegas found his way over towards the
బాడీ
Godlike
షూట్
spawn.
దింగాడయ్యా
The man is the show, man. I love him right there.
Body
That double
shoot
kill,
ding.
using that equalizer, but they're strong. So not with an equalizer, but with a Fennec, finding his own double kill.
Dingaడు మా.
Side of bar. Was that a EMP?
30 seconds ఉంది ఇంకా హోల్డ్ చేయాలి కదా.
Okay, that's gonna be helping them shoot things up. Beg is now gonna be
Oh,
executed
what a
at
play.
a distance.
11 and
Hail
30
Mary
la.
shots by
Nice.
Takes
Good war
that
mission.
kill onto Learn, tries to go for more, has 3 more to go and gets another one into his belt. Now the time will begin to be an issue.
saw
for
Mama
Godlike.
hold
Tech
it.
gonna be defending now
Oh,
this battle. Godlike trying
take
to go
war
for
mission.
using,
Wow, Neutrino.
Neutrino's war machine.
2 seconds on the clock though, and I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to get here to touch in time. Yeah, they're on. Wait, they're able to contest. There's zeros on the clock.
the point
Oh,
on
nasty
the-
1v1.
Oh,
I thought
man.
they were just about getting to a close, and well, the clock told us it did, but one last little contest with hundredths of a second left.
ఇంట్లో కూడా మళ్ళీ
Godlike
ఓవర్ టైం
a
ఉండి
chance,
తెంగించుకునేదిగా
but it
2v2
did
అయితే
force the hand of a lot of operators out of
Money,
LG.
Amma.
Equalizer out,
నెక్కు
Sparrow
నెక్కు
out.
ఆడుతున్నాడు అయ్యా.
Annihilator was also popped. Yeah, Ban's the only one who's got it, and he's turning the Purifier. So, an opportunity here for Godlike to come out of spawn with a little bit of an
Waiting
operator
for
advantage,
Vegu,
but
bro.
he's only
Body
using
shoot
one
cost.
with the Sparrow. Ban get to
వాళ్ళు
work with the
చేస్తారా? వాళ్ళు
Purifier, and that's
చేస్తారా?
enough for LG to get on towards B and start earning some
Go
progress.
to the point bro.
See,
Go to the
Brook
point
has
bro.
one. Can he
బ్యాన్
go for
ఉన్నారు
2?
ఇక్కడ.
Right now, he's just defending, making sure that they can safely capture Bravo. And the side of Godlike is going to do exactly what LG did. Take it.
Ding.
I don't mind. The only one defending over there is going to be Trunks at a distance. But even then, I don't think he actually wants to go for the defense. But
shotguns వాడకూడదు దీంట్లో.
yet again, look at
వాడొచ్చు
him.
వాడొచ్చు
Already
వాడొచ్చు.
positioning himself inside of the garage. And I do believe that Godlike are going for it again.
Just going for a pinch, just trying to clean things out, create some space. Good awareness from Trunks, getting the nade out, but oh, it's a smoke. Not quite able to cover his approach back over in towards the LG spot. Prevail, cleaning things up though on their own defensive side of the map. And that will get things
Go
once
to the
again
point bro.
reset.
21 and
22
22.
plays 21. Lots
Go
of
to
time on
the
the clock
hell.
for
Go to the
LG.
points.
And for the first time on their offense,
Go
they're
to the
they're not
case.
being spot trapped. So
La, 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 la.
for that just comes down to what can they form to try to get a transition over towards A, and they're going to take the long route through Laundry to see if they can get around the backside of this Godlike defense.
మిసైల్ దింగ్ వాడి మీద ట్రక్
ఎవడు వేసేది మిసైల్
చూసావా
చూసావా వాడు చూసావా పాయింట్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాడు చెప్తారు వార్షిక్ గాడు ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉన్నాడు మిసైల్ దింపకుండా సో మినీ మ్యాప్ లో చూసి ఎలా చెప్తున్నాడు ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉన్నారు ఏంటనేది తెలియదు మినీ రియల్ టైం మిసైల్ ఏమంటావు
అంటే దానివల్ల కూడా వాడొచ్చని టోర్నమెంట్ చూస్తేనే నాకు అర్థమైంది.
Good
Point, go to
patience
the
though from
point,
Godlike.
go to the
Don't need to do
point,
anything
bro.
too crazy. Wait for your numbers and then re-clear things out cleanly.
నైస్
Banned. A problem though.
Good point, bro.
Find himself there.
Nice,
Now
ban.
sneaks in towards window.
నైస్
Coming back towards
ఒక్కొక్కసారి
the
ఇడైతే
button.
స్పాన్
He's
క్యామ్
got
చేసి
the
ఎంగుతాడు
key, but no, not quite able to
Oh,
Neutrino with
ban
a key
gada.
triple kill. And
అసలు ఆడే భయపడి ఆడుతున్నాడు నాకు అదే ఆశ్చర్యంగా ఉంది
playing around the
Team
back has
LG team
created
మొత్తం.
opportunities for LG to hit this point from multiple areas of ingress. And you can see what that does. Godlike is going back to
50 seconds
re-clear
only.
kitchen. They're going to be a
Come
little short-handed
on.
here in this defense from the
11 and
front.
12.
Vegas playing nothing but distraction, but he gets cleaned out quickly. Now
Nice
the hit from
prevail.
LG.
Good play.
Quickly on the way towards A.
Healthy.
Envy has the opportunity to pull out the war
Nice.
machine if he thinks there's an opportunity to actually find a way into this zone. Washi out with the Annihilator.
వార్ మిషన్
Neutrino hoping he can connect with the war machine of his own. He does find Envy. Trunks following up. And then the Annihilator.
Whoa.
Maybe enough for
What
Godlike
Annihilator,
to get
bro.
right
What
back
Annie,
over the
bro.
top of
What
the
Annie,
zone.
bro.
8 plays 6. Last chance for LG.
Good Annie, good
Once
Annie,
again,
good
a
Annie.
bunch of operators are going to be used pretty much at the end of the round here. 25 seconds on the clock, and Luminous is trying to find some sort of opening to at least get the kills, at least get the time. There's the nade kill onto Trunk. Neutrino still trying to hide himself inside of the bar, tries to flip back and forth between
Take వాడేసాడు బ్రో వాడేసాడు బ్రో టెక్ పాయింట్ లోకి వెళ్ళండి బ్రో పాయింట్ లోకి వెళ్ళండి బ్రో
5v4. It all goes down to this. Sparrow on the hands, gonna run out of
But he
time. Maybe
loses
gets
it.
to capture.
It's a 4v4 now. Clock will stop at 11 seconds. LG
బాబు దీంట్లో HP recover అవ్వదా?
అవ్వదుగా.
Pieces picking them apart one by one. Prevail around the back. 3v1 situation. Banned with the
Very
purifier.
good one, very
Trying
good.
to be a hero again.
Oh.
But gets shut down before he
2v2.
can escape.
Nice.
They get the regen off. We're going around 5.
వేస్టెడ్ బ్రో వేస్టెడ్ బ్రో
How many
వేస్టెడ్
operators was that? 8?
A lot.
It's gotta be at the very least 5, probably 6 or 7.
23 kills అబ్బి స్నైపర్ తో నైస్
Incredible that those two teams just
trunk
tried
mod
their
30.
hardest, but unfortunately not there for
LG
the
లేనా
hero
కొడుకోవట్లేదు.
and he did not realize where the shots were actually coming from, and as such, we go to the 5th one where Luminous
Bro, వాళ్ళు కదా
will
whole-
be on defense, which is going to be key in here. Band finds that kill, immediately pushes
Bro,
for more.
Band చేసి
They are trying to
వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు
go for the sponsor.
points
The only
లోకి.
thing over there is going to be Abyss, who gets executed by Band once again. That's a double
Gods
learn.
like కొంచెం
Gonna make
కష్టం
sure
బావ.
that the spawn trap is never
Point లోకి
to
వెళ్దాం.
happen, but Big
నిజం
does
చెప్పాలంటే.
have this
అటు
plus.
స్పాన్ ఎవడికొస్తే ఆమెకి
Not
అడ్వాంటేజ్
seen a
ఉంటుంది
successful
అన్నమాట.
offense
అంతే.
yet. Godlike, this still feels like a must-win map if they want to find a way to take down LG. Clock stops with one member on over towards B. Vague able to flush him
Nice,
out.
Vague,
Over
good
the
play.
top. Oh, what a double
Wow,
from Vague.
what a play by
Tech,
Vague, bro.
Envy right there with to make sure that the LG defense can continue to keep
Oh,
this very
prevail.
forward line of scrimmage.
నైస్
25 plays 21. Opportunity still though. Godlike are still slow.
miss
on the
అయ్యింది
clock,
దిలే
but
bro,
Neutrino,
fight
what a
అది.
gunfight versus Envy. Band now on the hunt. Help is not here yet.
నిజంగానే
I'll
చోక్
say
చేశారు bro.
Neutrino staying alive as long as
Nice.
he had is massive for Godlike, who couldn't quite get there to assist.
1924 what the freak.
Vague reads it with the equalizer.
Vague, body shoot bro. దింగడు bro.
Band washing
దింగడు bro,
follow up.
ఇక్కడ అందరినీ.
LG, huge life
Equalizer
advantage,
తో.
and the clock keeps on ticking.
వాషి.
And the spawn drop sort of happening right there, but hands up Tectonic, who's holding the
Round
inside
four
of
లేదు,
garage,
huh?
while the remaining are
Ah,
trying to
overtime
defend over
పెట్టలేదా?
Bravo.
Nice.
Washi knows that Trunks is in here, gonna get that kill with a jump
Nice,
shot as
Washi.
well, and that is gonna be the flip of strategy by Godlike, who are now pushing towards A. Let's see if they can prevent that
Nice,
rotation.
20,
on the
11
side.
kills ena.
We knew
11
how
ena,
much
what the
they
frick.
struggled to defend both at the same time. Now there's the use from Prevail.
Nice,
Equalizer
Prevail.
in hand, gonna find one, gonna find a double.
Nice,
For
good
Trunks
play.
there with a claw. And this is the
Wow.
operators having a
11
huge
and
impact here
17,
tonight.
wow.
This is still doable for Godlike.
తీసుకొచ్చేస్తున్నారు bro
Trunks
points
does get
దగ్గరికి.
shut down, but Vague traded out. Progress at A is coming, but it's coming
Kills
very
it.
slowly. And Godlike need to make a decision here. Can you reinforce A, or do you try to get the extra
Oh.
60 seconds over towards B? Abiz by himself. Sparrow out, just trying to find a lifeline. Second tick of progress
Nice.
is going to get
7 and
secured on
15,
the A
nice.
zone. LG are split.
What?
They're playing both
Kills
sides,
ఇవ్వకుండా
both sides at the same
kills
time.
ఇవ్వకుండా ఉంటే గెలుస్తారు bro.
Trying to get it done with the war
LG
machine.
గెలిచింది
Not
kills
gonna
ఇవ్వకుండా
work
ఉంటే.
out. Third tick of
ఎందుకంటే
progress
2
being
పాయింట్లు
marked out.
2 క్యాప్చర్స్
The
చేయాలి
life
కదా
lead, though, is
ఉన్న kills
super
తోనే.
significant. 12 playing up against
No, no.
5. 60 seconds on the clock. No more operators.
చేశారు
for
చేసావు
Godlike.
పాయింట్స్ 12
This
kills
is
కదా.
it. Last chance saloon.
5v12
Last lives for every
కష్టమే
player.
కానీ ట్రై చేయొచ్చు.
Gotta make it happen. 5 lives. Cannot die. Cannot die. Cannot die. That's all they're thinking. But how
They
do
want
we
to
make
cap B,
sure
bro.
that we can not only stay alive,
Bandage
but
at
actually
B.
push for the kills?
So
Get them.
disappointing.
పాయింట్లు మనీ అమ్మ వేగడు క్యామ్ చేశాడు ఇక్కడ.
Push it once. Bay has not been spotted. There's the nade. Goes for the kill. Takes it like
Ru,
that.
ఒక్క నేను jump రా. Come on, Veg. Abyss,
Respawn.
What a
You have
sniper
to kind of go
Abyss.
quickly here if you're Godlike,
Good
but
play
you
by
also have to be
sniper.
very diligent about clearing
Good
up the
sniper.
zones. Again, with one tick of progress, all it takes is one good break.
ఈ పాయింట్స్ ఉన్నాయి చూసావా కరెక్ట్గా వచ్చే పాయింట్స్ అవి ప్రీ ఏం పెట్టుకుని వెళ్ళిపోతున్నారు బ్రో కరెక్ట్ గా ముందుగానే. ఇప్పుడు రెడ్ రూమ్ ఉంది, రెడ్ రూమ్ పక్కన అలాగనే క్యామ్ చేస్తారని చెప్పి ముందు చెక్ చేసుకుని మళ్ళీ చెక్ చేస్తున్నారు చూసావు నువ్వు. అదిగో చూడు అదిగో ప్రీ ఏఎం లాగా.
That may be enough to hold them back.
9 and 1
Last
కష్టమే.
life is up to Abiz. And LG will
good
blow
play.
them out with a Sparrow. Oh, a tight map.
Good play bro,
Every
good play, good
single
play,
round,
good
but
play.
LG get the blessings of a round 5 defense, and that's enough for them to take the map.
Good play, bro.
GG's all across
మట్టి
the
చూడు,
board.
learning and మట్టి కూడా అంట.
Insane game of control, constantly putting me on my toes. shift. That was insane to see. I said it already, but I gotta point out the fact that I'm still questioning that round from the start of Godlike, where they could have tried to play more objectively, rather than going for a spawn trap that was just not necessary.
I think you're absolutely
మామ ఎస్ఎన్డీకి వెళ్తే ఇంకో హార్డ్ పాయింట్ రౌండ్ ఉండదు అన్నావు.
It's so difficult
ఉండిద్దిగా
to
ఇప్పుడు.
think to kind
అదే,
of evaluate
ఇప్పుడు
the
hard
game
point
and
ఇప్పుడు.
talk about things like the map 1. That could have been a series definer.
Best of 3.
With Godlike not quite able to pull back the comeback, and then you're absolutely right. In this particular map, round 1 of a control could have been the difference maker of them coming out on top of the map.
నిజంగా Godlike బాగా ఆడారు
End
bro.
of clear. There are 3 options.
సూపర్ ఆడారు బ్రో
You either
నిజంగా.
get that capture, re-rat back, establish that your spawns are safe, and then you
అనుకోలేదు బ్రో
can
అంత బాగా
take neutral
ఆడతారని.
focus over towards A. You can try to overwhelm
నేనైతే
mid
ఫస్ట్
pillars,
అయితే అసలు
open up
ఒక్క మ్యాచ్ కూడా
different
సరిగ్గా
points
ఆడలేదు
of
బ్రో
attack towards the A
గాజ్
zone,
లైక్
or you can
లాస్ట్
try
లో
to play
వచ్చింది
for a
సెమీఫైనల్స్
It's
కి
just the
ఇప్పుడు
circumstances around that
క్వార్టర్
first round.
ఫైనల్స్
It
కి
was like 17
ఇప్పుడు సెమీఫైనల్స్ కి
12,
వచ్చింది సెమీఫైనల్స్ లో
and I
కూడా
think
దద్దర
Godlike
రిలీజ్
had the
చేసింది
12 in that instance. Like, you're really not going to find value in my mind of setting up a late round spawn trap and using it really just as a tool to even out the lives. When you only need 1 tick of progress left, I would have loved rather
Godzilla గాడి
to
ఓడమో
commit some extra
technology
resources to either playing safe and re-wrapping back to their spawn, or hitting through mid and trying to
33
catch
kills
a quick
ban.
transition if LG
No,
are
that's
playing
nice.
super aggressive.
Watch in 1931 nice. అందరు బాగా
Wow,
ఆడారు
wow.
Decisions is the only difference maker that we've had
21
so
అబ్బే
far
స్నైపర్ తో
in this
25 అంటే
match.
పర్లేదు కాకపోతే డెత్ సేక్ ఇచ్చాడా
completely agree with
26,
what you just
24.
said. And, well, you know, the heat of the moment, you sometimes can fall under the pressure of not truly knowing what could be best in a certain situation. I'm not
Third
sure
match.
who made that call, but I'm sure that there's
మీ
something
ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ప్రకారం
about that.
ఈ రెండు మ్యాచ్లు గేములు చూసా కదా నెక్స్ట్ ఆ మ్యాప్ లో ఆడతారు SND లో హార్డ్ పాయింట్
They still
No, not
gotta
at all.
be dead
ఎవరు
set
గెలుస్తారు
on.
అనుకుంటున్నావు
It's just
One
really
like Godlike.
now we got to send the numbers over to the
nice,
lab
so bad.
and see what the scientists come back of how do Godlike take a Hacienda hardpoint, which, to be fair, LG did drop, but that was the tribe. It's by far their best hardpoint map. Outside of that, they didn't play
మనం
a lot
mentored
on
మావా,
stage 4,
మనం
so
mentor
maybe there's an
కనిపించట్లా.
opportunity here for a Godlike to use a map that they have gotten some good rehearsal on this weekend. They played it earlier, and it was a pretty convincing affair. We saw it yesterday. They came out with a real hot start. Trunks going into
వాడు
Neutrino
క్రూ వాడు మన
were
మెంటర్
up
కాదు
big
వాడు
for
వాడు
Godlike
క్రూ
when they found themselves really at a 100+ point differential.
ఇండియా మా
on the
ఇండియా
first set of
అనగబడిపోతుంది
hills.
నిజంగా
I don't want to say that they need to do that again here, but it would be nice.
వాడు కోచ్ చూడు వెనక నుంచి అలా చెప్తున్నాడు
Still find success here in Hacienda.
చైనీస్
How do you
కోచ్
go into a meltdown search and
Meltdown.
destroy
Crew.
a map you haven't played since stage 4?
మన ఇండియాకి ఎందుకు ఎవడు లేడు
Whereas LG
నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపో
has
మావా.
been by far their best search and destroy,
వెళ్దాం
especially
మావా.
on the weekend. 3-0 on it
వీళ్ళ
overall.
అందరికి MG అని
It's one of
చెప్తా
those things that,
నేర్పిస్తా
you know, kind of talking to Hippo.
మ్యాచ్ ఓడిపోయినా గెలిచిపోయినా
Meltdown or Tunisia? 'Cause you kind of
MG
had
అని
the feeling
రాత్రా
that
అని
Meltdown were
చెప్తా
gonna veto out Express. And he's like, honestly, I think we're going to take them to Meltdown. Even though their Tunisia's been great, we know for a fact that Godlike's going to look cold on it. So it's one of those situations now where all of a sudden Godlike, everything's thrown your direction. You have to have a clean start here to this Hacienda, and then you really have to be a blinding, impressive showcase when it comes to your first instance on Meltdown if we do get to 5.
Yeah, the side of Godlike gotta make sure that these just doesn't cascade against them.
Exactly,
They gotta make sure that this loss does not mean the end of the world. It is only a step back. They try to go one behind so that they can move 2 forward in order to move
I'm not
into
surprised.
the grand
Namaste, ma.
final
Welcome,
of
welcome
this
to the
World
stream.
Championship for Call of Duty Mobile 2020.
Who are you? అంత మంచి
What a
మా
story that would be. Like,
All
if we
good.
just, like,
What about
really
you?
let that soak in, like, Godlike could find themselves in a World Championship Grand Final. Like,
Match India
realistically,
గెలవాలని
this has been a
కోరుకోమా.
super tight series.
They've been on
Prabhu
new
Prabhu.
ground since yesterday.
Absolutely. And they're still setting up base camp. It's really impressive stuff. And again, like we were talking about in the pre-show,
గాడ్ లైక్ అంటే ఈ హాట్
LG's
పాయింట్
got
మ్యాచ్
this
గెలిస్తే
big
తినమ్మా
target on them from the
రేపు
Chinese
పొద్దుగా
teams.
లేచి
All the
కొబ్బరికాయ
trash
కొడతారా
talk's been going back and forth.
Uri.
The Chinese teams are obviously focused on kind of establishing who the best team from China is. There's a lot of we're
ఈ
focused
మ్యాచ్
on these
కనుక
guys,
మళ్ళీ
they're
గాడ్
focused
లైక్
on
గెలిస్తే
those
మళ్ళీ
guys.
ఇంకొక మ్యాచ్
But Godlike is just
ఫిఫ్త్
here
మ్యాచ్
for themselves, man. Like we
మళ్ళీ అది కూడా మళ్ళీ
it's all
SND
about
వచ్చింది
them and them being their own self.
SND వీళ్ళకి ఫేవర్
It's a real
ఈసారి
heartwarming story.
LGకి ఫేవర్
Just comes down to will the claw
ఎందుకు
strike
అదే
right
మ్యాప్
on this Cinderella. Only time
SND.
will tell.
In a way, the true underdogs that are now
Absolutely.
being the like you mentioned, the Cinderella in here.
బాటిల్ గుద్దలో పెట్టుకోరా
China, we
అన్నట్టు
talked about Latin America, we talked about clearly North America as well.
ఏది?
Japan was trying to make it
SND
happen.
ఇది
But
Meltdown.
yeah, a lot of people doubting
Meltdown
them.
వీళ్ళకి
Here,
ఎక్కువ ప్రిఫరెన్స్
Godlike are
LG కి
proving a bunch of people wrong.
Fifth
We're
map.
nearly
ఇది గనక
set to start
గెలిస్తే.
with the next game. You said it's gonna be
Godlike
some
గెలిస్తే.
hard point on Hacienda.
ఇది కొంచెం ఎల్జీ గెలవలేరు ఈ మ్యాప్ లో.
The way that the view
SND
looks
map
from
కొంచెం కష్టం
the top and also with
LG కి.
doesn't matter where you're at.
లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ కూడా సేమ్ ఇదే వచ్చింది, ఊడిపోయారు
Blood all over
ఉల్స్
the
తో.
walls.
True that.
Give me
Hard
the
point,
head-to-head.
same.
Let me see the tiger in the cage. Let's get this thing going. Hacienda hard point.
Lower bracket నుంచి మళ్ళీ upper bracket కి
like
వచ్చారు.
no safety of a second bracket.
వరుస కంటిన్యూస్ గెలుచుకుంటూ.
now.
అప్పుడు కూడా అంతే ఎస్ఎండి ఆకండి వచ్చింది, ఇదే మ్యాప్ సేమ్ మ్యాపే. హార్డ్ పాయింట్ గెలవలేకపోయారు. చూద్దాం ఈసారి.
Let's go. LG spawning in as yellow, Godlike spawning in as blue. 50-50 fights, window to window. Expect LG to have an advantage in the AR battle, but it's Vague who actually cleans things out over towards Rockside. Learn knowing he really can't contest the open side hallway, backs off, and that means that
ఎవరికి మ్యాప్ అడ్వాంటేజ్ చెప్పు.
మనోళ్ళు అయితే పట్టుకున్నారు కదా, చూద్దాం.
Godlike having a great start now. An outstanding defense. Trunks with the double. And I find a triple now.
ప్రెవెల్ కూడా ఉన్నాడు పాయింట్ లో.
Trunks
Nice.
doing an outstanding
Nice,
job.
13-14.
Gets inside of the heel, gets surprised
Nice,
by
good
Big,
to
but
play,
quickly
Trunks.
revenge frag in favor of Godlike. This fountain has
Oh,
Godlike
bad.
all over the place as of right
Huge
now.
start.
Huge start.
Absolutely massive.
Very good
23
play,
seconds to the first hard point. We stole
play.
16 seconds to possibly get a little bit extra. This is not
వాళ్ళు
common
కిల్స్
for-
కోసం వెళ్ళట్లేదు మామ ఈ మ్యాచ్. గాడ్స్ లైక్ పాయింట్స్ కోసం వెళ్తున్నాము.
Oh, yeah. LG at the moment they're kind of feeling
Two
like,
కావాలంటే.
hold on, what's happening?
point
కి
వెళ్ళిపోతారు.
Two
అదే
over
కదా.
towards the bottom side of garage. Does the Bees have a read that LG's just outside water? Oh, Trunks will check for him. Kills come
Points
through
కోసం
for
వెళ్ళట్లేదు
Luminosity. A Bees up top in the corner.
Kills
Just
కోసం.
zone line,
Points కోసం
almost
వెళ్తున్నారు, kills కోసం
gets
వెళ్ళట్లేదు.
two.
Nice,
LG
good
get the
play.
kills and now they're in the hard point.
I would say that this kill was the one that got
Udi, amma,
played
Bees got
the
itu pakka,
best
atu pakka
off of
inkokodu.
Hacienda.
Nice.
Let's see if they do it again. Right now the spawns are not working their
Oh.
way in the side of LG are capitalizing on it.
Nice,
There's going to be a triple. There's going to be the use of the Pred.
Advantage.
Double.
Peaker
And destroying
advantage.
absolutely everybody on his way. Has the usage of the 100 kill drone that can
Nice.
throw at a distance. They are falling like flies at this point. Luminosity has the key.
Oh,
part
that's a double,
to
bro.
make
NVK.
the door shot.
God,
Put a
bro,
lock on it
NV.
and not allow Godlike to have
War machine కూడా
some
వచ్చింది
sort of
అప్పుడే.
comfort on the first 30
What
rounds.
the
This is
freak,
fine.
Envy?
Overall, Envy's off to a blinder. He's got 9 kills through the first 2 lives. He had the War
War
Machine
Machine కూడా వచ్చింది bro,
halfway through
NVK.
P2, plus the Pred missile, and even though the Pred
Right,
does
Ben.
hit, the War Machine comes up empty. So when you
Nice.
talk about it, yeah, LG
Good spawns,
technically
bro.
come on
Good
top
spawns
of this
వచ్చినాయి,
hard
bro.
point, but it's
Good
not
spawns
as
వచ్చాయి.
convincing as you might have assumed, considering the War
LG కి.
Machine had been earned super quick. So now we go to
Hey,
rotation.
body shoot చేస్తున్నారు bro, Abiz గారు కూడా.
As fences will open
అమ్మా.
up, Godlike will have a lot of numbers already ready to go in from the high ground, and keep your eye on Prevail. He's already on the flank and be aware of it, tries to take the challenge, but Prevail takes the win. And now it's down to Godlike playing from the high ground, trying to reaggress.
చూసారా మామ బాడీ షూట్ చేస్తున్నారు
Talk about
అబీస్ గారు కూడా.
Talk about Avism, who's also with 9 kills in here. They're trying to rotate, but Luminosity. Oh, look at that annihilator by
Nice
Washi.
Washi.
Has it set on Trunks alongside with Learn. Wanna get inside. The War Machine from Neutrino is gonna end up with a 4v4.
Wow, Trunks more. Topping.
The damage is set. The side of Godlike inside.
Neutrino దగ్గర ఉంది మా వార్ మిషన్
దింగుతున్నాడు.
దింగుతున్నాడు ఒకటి.
That takes that kill immediately. We'll try to go for the next one as he spams a few extra shots with a War Machine. The control is still potentially going to be in Godlike's favor now with the usage of yet another operator.
It's another moment where I'm really impressed with the decisions that Godlike are making and when they want to pop out certain operators. The War Machine, the
Nice.
Claw, the Annihilator all spent
Not
pretty darn
declared
well right
done.
there for GL. Scrap time goes their way. Lead reestablished, but over
వాడు
towards
ఏం
Rock.
బాగుంటుంది బ్రో
Tectonic
టెక్
and the
టెక్
rest of
గడది.
Luminosity already have the numbers and are really
ముఖంలో రిటౌట్ పెట్టి ఎట్లా కొడుతున్నావు అర్థం కావట్లేదు.
Neutrino dead to
వాడు ఏం
rights.
సూపర్ ఉండదు.
Did not make a difference. Kill still
Nice,
comes through.
good
Now
Prevail.
50-50 over the top of
Ban.
the hardpoint. Ban, you know he wants to get this purifier out. If he can find a way to get up top, and yeah, there it is. The mantle over. Able to find himself a double.
Oh.
Taking it towards the
వాళ్ళు
Oh,
ఎవరన్నా
beautiful.
నలుగురు లేపుకున్నాడు మావాడు బ్యాండ్ ప్యూరిఫైర్తోనే.
Band able to get himself
Wow,
four.
nice.
Tectonic
Good
following
play
up
by
now with the
Band, bro.
Sparrows. LG have firm
Good
control
pick
at
bro,
P4.
good pick.
You were talking about the operators from
Ban
Godlike,
దగ్గర
but
ఇది ఉంది.
what about Ban now Tech? Finding a kill to Prevail, going for the double.
Nice, Tech.
Like it's
Good
not,
play,
he turns
Tech.
around now with a grab.
play.
Finds the triple, immediately repositions to get the advantage against the opponents. He knows where they're at. Begins to shoot. There's a lot of damage. Takes out the Deagle. Thinks that he has to reload, but instead of that, he's gonna throw
Well, కలించబడుతున్న పొట్టొస్తాను.
this bag with the clean
Big.
use of the equalizer, doing so much for the team. Not gonna be enough.
ఓ వేగ్ వేస్టెడ్.
Damage was done there for Luminosity.
That is a brilliant trade from Prevail. Again, should have been dead to rights. The new guy in. I'm sure Skull guys at home rooting him on hard. And with all that said, we exit the first rotation even. 2-point gap.
ఓడి అమ్మ ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ ఉందంగా ఏం ఫ్రీ ఫైర్ లెంగుతున్నారు మా ప్రతి ఒక్కడు.
And eventually, kills will be there. It just comes in a little bit more laborious than you would have assumed in Abiz. Will find himself both inside the hill, godlike earning more time.
The multi-kills, man, it's just insane now. Abiz has the opportunity to use the Sparrow. I doubt that he's going to be using it while he's inside of that sticky situation.
Nice.
Eventually gets knocked out.
Good play.
Hands of LG, who are now trying to keep up with godlike.
బాబు టెక్కగాడు ఒక్కడే వస్తాడు మా పాయింట్ లోకి, ఎవ్వడు ఉండట్లా.
ఉత్తవాడదాం వాళ్ళకి మడ్డ ఒక్కడే జర ధైర్యం వేసి వస్తాడు.
ధైర్యం చేసి వస్తున్నాడు మా పాయింట్ లోకి, ఇంకెవ్వడు రావట్లేదు మా చూడు, వాడు ఒక్కడే ఉంటున్నాడు పాయింట్ లో. ఈసారి వాడు ఒక్కడే.
Gonna be some time that they still fight for, but LG still does the same.
బ్యాన్ కూడా పుష్ చేస్తున్నారు కొంచెం. ఈ ఎందుకు కొంచెం సెల్ఫిష్నెస్ గానే సెల్ఫ్లెస్ లాగానే ఆడుతున్నాడు. Selfish left. Rotate అయిపోయాడా?
Kicking us off with War Machine on the now defensive side, so to speak. Annihilator working with it. This has been a very big focus for godlike. Every
Coast tricks ఉన్నాయి bro, 3 coast tricks ఉన్నాయి వీళ్ళ దగ్గర.
Be able to counteract though.
God's leg దగ్గర.
And that's enough. Envy's going to be able to clear the point off completely. Trunks making sure the spawn stays in favor of godlike, anchoring things down. But does he have to come help the hard point? No, doesn't need to do it at the moment. Still good focus here from godlike.
110, 124. Nice.
LG from the front and simultaneously have done well. Forces out the Pred, which he bends in for a double.
Nice.
Godlike.
Oh, 2 kills bailer.
Kills looking good.
2 kills bailer.
Not ఎక్కడికి దిగింది, అది పోయింది స్పారో. సూసైడ్ చేసుకున్నాడు.
LG to fight. Back and forth, tug of war over the top of the second hill, and finally a flank from Washi will put this one a bit more out of contest as LG will get the scrap.
Tectonic takes himself out in order for the guys to keep things under control, and they do. Now they finally find some sort of lead going their way. 13 seconds.
లేదు మా అడ్వాంటేజ్ మ్యాప్ అది. LG అడ్వాంటేజ్ మ్యాప్ అది.
Let's see what
SND కి.
Like you mentioned, the road is really clean, but they gotta make sure that yet again the defense after that is great as well. Now they're gonna be immediately broken by the hands of Big. Big still alive, gonna find that kill onto Trunks.
ఇందాకలా వీళ్ళకి ఎలా వచ్చింది ఫైరింగ్ రేంజ్ అడ్వాంటేజ్ మ్యాప్ సేమ్ ఆట అయిపోయి. బాడీ షూట్ దింగాడు చూసావా వేగ్ గడు.
Him use finds that kill. That is gonna end with a live prevail. Big is still alive on top of others. Washi with Annihilator now.
Yeah, really good play by Veg, just keeping his life waiting for help, and help has arrived. Godlike though off the pitch through mid. Still a chance to fight for a lot of time. Veg still alive.
Nice,
still dealing the damage over through 10. Godlike
న్యూక్ దింగితే కనుక కాళ్ళతో న్యూక్ కొట్టర్లే కానీ ఎవరు కొట్టలేదులే కానీ అదిగో బాడీ షూట్ దింగాడు మళ్ళీ ఎగ్గాడు.
Godlike are still fighting for this scrap time.
Oh,
5
what a
seconds is
play,
not
good
insignificant in a game that's been this close. And
God,
look at the
man.
rotation. Godlike
Good play
already have
by
3 here. No operators to help them out.
Yeah,
But they're going to be able to open up rock favorably.
Oh, yeah,
LG,
ఆడుతున్నారు మా
who look
ప్రతి
like
ఒక్కడు.
they're about to run away with the game, are still not up a very large cushion.
As of right now, no one has an operator except Envy there with the War Machine at a distance. Let's see how much value he can take of that. Apparently it's going to be huge as they take them all out. There's 3 players pretty much inside of the hill, one outside trying to help them out. That's Envy. He takes a kill.
Nice war mission. Good war mission. What an aid, bro. What an aid, bro. What an aid,
Still not
bro.
enough. The side of Godlike trying to get inside. Not possible. Losing
Very
little by
good
little,
capture.
more and more
Whole
momentum.
game
Godlike struggling
మనం
like
లాపేదే
crazy.
పడరా
Let's be reminded
పట్లేదు.
LG are
నువ్వు కూర్చొని వెనకాల నేను ఉన్నా.
the World Series.
అంతే అలాగే ఉంది చూస్తుంటే.
Godlike still holding on, but they're just inside the hard point, having to respond to wherever LG are coming from. No
Very
spawn
good.
control.
Franco
Trunks trying to feel things out with the claw. And there's the breathing room they need. Vague will shut it down, but largely speaking, this is still fine for Godlike. You don't anticipate getting a ton of time here on the 4th hill. Vague shut down. Again, extra couple of seconds here and there for Godlike.
Godlike.
Bad news as Envy will clean
నిజంగా ఇలాంటి గేమ్ అసలు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయలేదు మనం నేను గాడ్స్ లైక్ నుంచి.
control the top hallways, sitting over the top of Fountain, and the Bees will kick things off with an opening double.
And back we go. to the P1 rotation. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what impact could have this time around. The first one was for Godlike on the
మీరు
second.
ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేశారమ్మా
Right
అసలు
now,
గాడ్లైక్
LG, I
నుంచి
believe,
ఇలాంటి
about
స్కోర్
30
కానీ
or so seconds going their
Oh,
way.
my.
They'll try to increase that, of course.
SPG
The side
వేరే
of
టీమ్స్ తో
Godlike
చూసి ఎలా
has a
ఆడారు
few operators that they can try to use to
ఈ
prevent
రోజు చూడు అసలు ఎలా
LG from
ఆడుతున్నారు
getting
ఇంత పెద్ద
any
టీమ్
further ahead in there. There's gonna be a lot of explosions. Ambi
Nice.
getting knocked out with that double kill by
Nice,
Abyss, who
Abyss.
gets executed
Good
by
play.
Big. There's a push from Big through the smoke, trying to
Middle
stay
వచ్చిందిరా
alive.
పట్టుకుంటారు
30
మామా
seconds ahead.
దునకండ్రా
They're trying to
మధ్యలో
increase that
స్మోకులేసి
as we speak. Big managing to
తినమ్మ నేను
survive
ఉంటా అయిపో మా
every
టీంలా
single that we see. Big is causing chaos
అవును మామ
inside
మళ్ళీ
of those
కూర్చోడమే
holes.
కదా
Still
And
though,
then-
Godlike good. Trunks really starting to catch some heat. 33 kills for him. Keeping more than pace of what Big's been able to do
January,
to
yeah.
this point. Washi and Envy.
January 20 గా
Definitely
ఎప్పుడది
finding success here for the AR line of LG.
జనవరి
మళ్ళీ మార్చిందేంటి?
Caught inside
Ah,
Arshis.
మళ్ళీ
Not
postpone
really an
అయిందంట.
opportunity for him to do too much, but at least his squad still
ఆ
keeping
DA
their
phone
focus. Nice
కొనుక్కుంటాడంట
control over
అప్పట్లో.
the top of the hard point. They'll break
Okay,
past
okay.
200 points first, but tally
Do
the
not
status
worry.
of the mini-map.
Godlike గెలవండి
in
bro,
control of the
గెలవండి
hard
bro,
point as it will
Godlike,
open
come
at
on,
garage,
Godlike.
but they do not have the
పట్టుకున్నారు.
driveway spawns. Or maybe they do. Hold on a second. You've got Neutrino who spawns up, and Envy does not anticipate that whatsoever. And why would
వాడిని
you?
చూస్తున్నాడు రా
Washi
ఇన్
does
లేటర్
secure the
చూసుకో
trade, and now here come the
ప్రవిలా
other
వెనకమాల
side.
చూడరా వెనకమాల బ్యాక్ సైడ్
Prevail taking the equalizer to the front door.
Yeah,
I don't think they
later.
realize LG spawning behind them, but the pinch is good for
Nee.
Wow.
Oh.
Neutrino
Tactic
gets a
మళ్ళీ
double.
వచ్చింది
Tech
spare.
from the front keeps the hard point open.
Very good
192
Neutron.
of 3. Tech catches
mission
the war
bingo.
machine name to the face.
Neutrino
One
nice.
సంబంధం లేదు bingo.
Nice war mission, bro. Nice war mission,
Do they get
bro.
a read on the spawns? Luminosity
what a war
spawning
mission,
behind, and
bro.
Neutrino seems to have it figured out. Godlike in and over 200 points.
The
Oh
operator
my
fight is
god,
just insane
bro.
right now. They are fighting head to head, toe to toe. In here, Van has the opportunity to eventually
ఇప్పుడు
use
ఏమో
that
పోయిందిరా.
in here does not need
అదే
it
కదా,
whatsoever.
lead
The
పోతుంది.
Fenix is more than enough to take down Trunks, and as such,
Lead
we're gonna see
వచ్చింది
how
మామ,
Lord
పోయింది
tries to
మళ్ళీ.
still cause them terror. There's the double. But not a triple, still managing to
Next
survive.
దానికి
There's
పోయి
one
కూర్చున్నారా
with his
మనోళ్ళు?
own double for himself. Scrap time.
వెళ్ళ.
Other side of LG, that's going to be 2
వెళ్ళారు
seconds.
వెళ్ళారు
2:06 in favor of LG.
వెళ్ళారు
We're going to
చేస్తున్నారు
be late to the party.
స్పాన్ కూడా అటే
Godlike
వచ్చింది
has
ఈజీ
a
స్పాన్
good setup,
వచ్చింది
but the problem is
మన వాళ్ళకి
the hard point's going to open in
పానీ కూడా
time.
హోల్ చేస్తున్నాడు అల్లది మనది గాడ్ లైక్
Number
ఉన్నది
2 in yellow.
Godlike
Good
ముగ్గురు ఉన్నారు
Prevail
spawn లో.
from the front. Stops the most of
Nice,
LG from
Prevail.
hitting. They do clean up
Nice,
Tech
nice,
behind the
nice,
play.
nice hold.
Abyss with the Sparrow out. Godlike, a
Nice,
chance to
Neutrino.
reclaim the lead, and Neutrino
Nice play,
continues to
ట్రై
find
అయింది
kills.
లీడ్ వచ్చింది
Washi would be
ఫోర్
another winner
16.
from the front.
ఎయ్యి
LG split spot. Do they get a read on this?
Eye
Numbers
touching
looking
moment
good for the
ఇది.
team in yellow as Vague continues to
Nice.
మళ్ళీ పట్టుకున్నారు
Nice. With the equalizer through 10.
Nice.
Now
Equalizer
it's
దిగింది.
Godlike from
Very
the
good.
front. 220, 220. Godlike
Purifier
finding
వచ్చింది.
kill. Band
What
following
a
up
play,
now with
bro.
the
What a
Purifier.
play, bro.
Able to find himself again. More in
Purifier
control.
LG.
21 seconds left. Neither
what is
team
this
can
mode?
win here.
వెరీ గుడ్ మళ్ళీ లీడ్ వస్తుంది
Neutrino double for Prevail,
25.
leading
Super.
absolutely everybody on the
Nice.
side of LG and Godlike.
Nice,
All
nice,
under
nice,
control.
nice,
There's still 10
nice.
seconds left, and Ben knows that.
Nice.
There's more.
Good play,
There's
baby.
enough to cost there on the hearts
Good
of
play,
LG
baby.
there. He's the control. There's gonna be one more that could be the last one, but Godlike are far ahead, and that's exactly what they need. But LG is seemingly gonna get there first, thanks to the hands of Washi.
Big kills from LG. It's going to be a photo finish.
238
Godlike
Yeah, 5
split
kills,
squad. Does LG get a read on this? No one has an
Very
operator.
good
It's
pass.
just down to who's flat out better.
Hey.
And Faye gets a double. Neutrino,
Nice.
a late war machine.
Oh, Neutrino, మళ్ళీ war mission. Come on, Neutrino.
Yet. He's trying to mantle. He's trying to get up
Ah,
to help his
పోయింది
teammates
war
clear
mission.
this zone out. 240.
మామ పోతానే టై చేసిల్లా
Abyss only able to
లేదు
get
లేదు
one.
కమ్ ఆన్
Contest
Godlike
చేసిండు.
contest
పోయింది
Spamming
టై
it
చేసిల్లా
down. LG have a chance to put it away.
Come on, God.
Contest comes through.
What a game, bro. Wow, nice మళ్ళీ వచ్చారు ఎన్వి ఓ నో ఎన్వి
వచ్చిల్లు లీడ్ వచ్చింది
వచ్చింది
లీడ్
వచ్చింది
వచ్చింది గెలిచింది మనదే వాట్ అసలు గాడ్ లైక్ ఓ ఎప్పుడు ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయలేదు ఏ లంచ్ కూడా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయలేదు
వాట్ ఏ ప్లే బ్రో వాట్ ఏ ప్లే బ్రో గాడ్స్
గుడ్డు
లైక్
మామ గుండెలు
It was not easy. LG got ahead of them, but not enough time. Godlike.
Whoa.
Are gonna be
What
the
a play,
winners of
bro.
game number
God's like.
4. We're taking this to a game 5, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what
What
this
a
is
play,
all
bro.
about.
What a play, bro.
India
What a
are
play,
still
bro.
in
నిజంగా
here trying to stay, trying to remain the live of their
Bro.
Indian region.
గూస్ బంప్స్ ఈనాడు
చూసావా సింగిల్ ఒక్క సెకండ్ ఉన్నా కానీ పాయింట్ గెలిచిద్ది
finish from Godlike.
చూసావా సింగిల్ సెకండ్ కూడా కౌంట్స్ అన్నమాట
Finally get to a moment
Hard
where
point.
Godlike makes no mistakes. They don't beef anything on decision making. They play the rotation perfectly. They get a beautiful read of the spawns from the backside at Garage. It shuts down so many tools for LG. I don't know who you
point score should have అక్కడ ఉండాల్సిన స్కోర్ అక్కడికి వెళ్ళింది మావా.
I think the notion that pops up as soon as LG are about to put the game away as a bees. The new guy up for Godlike after the roster changes from last year. It's just, how can you not be entertained?
What a play, bro. What a play.
Oh my goodness.
How can you not be
fifth round meltdown ayya.
This game
custom match the
entirety of it. It was insane. The back and forth. Godlike definitely had a lot of momentum at the first.
ఇప్పుడు గనుక LG ఊడిపోతే ఇంకా వేగ్ గడ్డికి నోట్లో మడ్డు పెడతారు.
Tried to step it up. They had their own advantage. They had their own lead.
వాళ్ళ టీమ్ లీడర్ వేగ్ గడా
లేరు వాళ్ళ టీమ్ లీడర్ టెక్ వేగ్గే ఉంటాడు కాకపోతే టెక్
It was truly unreal because they were just pretty much just throwing player after player, multi-kill after multi-kill.
Trino
250,
47
242.
And everyone participates.
Warshi 41 Tech 35 38 NV
12 in the
43
hard point. That is like the Call of Duty hat trick. Capitalizing on all fronts. Unbelievable stuff from Neutrino. Other side of it, Washi, Envy doing a lot of damage.
మైనస్ ఎవరు లేరు మా బానే ఉన్నారు అందరూ.
At the end of the day,
1 minute on the hell 1 minute
LG versus the SMGs and
బ్యాన్ గా లేడు పాయింట్ వేగ్ 2 minutes in the hell టెక్ 1 minute 2 seconds పాయింట్స్ ఎవరు లేరు. చెప్పానా ఇది లాస్ట్ మ్యాచ్ కూడా ఇలాగే జరిగిందని. వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం ఇది రాదు మా ఈ మ్యాప్ ఎల్జీకి నిజంగా చాలా కష్టం ఇది. లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ కూడా ఇలాగే జరిగింది సేమ్.
మామూలు ఇప్పుడు పార్టిసిపేట్ చేసిన వాళ్ళకి మొబైల్ ఇస్తారా ప్యాంటు?
గిఫ్ట్స్ వాళ్ళ గిఫ్ట్స్
7-5. That was I think the third place team from Godlike in playoffs. So that was a while ago.
ఆడిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి ఆడబెట్టుకోవాలా?
Down for LG has been near flawless, essentially. A couple of missteps here and there, but largely speaking, it has been by far the most comfortable search and destroy, especially looking at what they've done on the weekend.
Yeah, similar to what we've seen so far. Is what the side of LG has done in this map particularly. They know also well how to play it. And I'm intrigued as to how much of a job the side of Godlike managed to do in order to prevent what other teams have suffered.
Washi snipe చూడాలి. Washi tech snipes. వాష్రూమ్ కి వెళ్ళొస్తున్నట్టున్నారు. బ్రేక్ నేను బ్రేక్ వెళ్ళొస్తా వస్తాను ఆగండి. వాష్రూమ్ వెళ్ళొస్తాను.
I think it's time just a theory craft here. Looking at the firing range, there was a lot of macro moments that we saw.
అలా గడగట్టుకోయిందారా టెక్నాటిక్ నీకు వచ్చా రాట్లే?
Come out hot and just set the tone, set the tempo, come out with a lot of aggressive pace. And initially it looked like it was working. 5v5 post plant situations in the first 3 rounds. A ninja defuse allowed Godlike to come through. Outside of that small detail, do we anticipate LG trying to play with that same level of aggression pending they start off on offense? Or the flip side of this conversation, and the thing to consider is Godlike made some unbelievably smart heads-up adaptations in those 5v5s, and then more particularly making some brilliant IGL calls in the hot seat of the moment of what do we want to do, where do we want to go.
Takeover hard point ade gelsesinte ayde
calling to be adaptive in this map 5 because I think they're going to need it.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm intrigued by that absolutely. I'm not sure they are going to have to be playing it fast.
మనం మాట్లాడేది అడిగారు క్యాన్ అంటాడు.
Me personally, I think we'll try to set the tone. I'll think they'll step first, the foot down, play under their own terms, either by defense, either by offense. I don't think they will, at least at first, wait for Godlike to make the move. I think they will the ones try.
सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है, रुको सबका साउंड बढ़ाना पड़ेगा.
कंट्रोल तो मैंने बढ़ा लिया है भालू तुम्हारा साउंड.
एक साथ देखेंगे.
They would overwhelm one side or the other. So I think that's a very
बहुत जबरदस्त था भाई, बहुत जबरदस्त मजा. अरे भाई क्या मैच था.
तगड़ा मारा.
भयंकर भाई. भयंकर भाई.
Tribe champions last year, trying to be one of a couple players on stage to go back to back under a different.
भाई ऊपी यार, भाई पूरा घूस की तरह हेडफोन पहना है. आओ इधर आ जाए.
ये लोग बहुत कुछ बोले थे.
हाँ अरे बहुत मारा.
कुछ बोले थे. गॉडलाइक ने इनकी इनकी दिखा दी गॉडलाइक।
तोड़ दी भाई, तोड़ दी। पूरा घूस के तरह हेडफोन पहना। जय जय श्री राम, हर हर महादेव, हे प्रभु, हे जीसस, या अल्लाह। सब लोग को हम प्रार्थना करते हैं गॉडलाइक वाले जीत जाएं। भारत माता की जय। माँ चोदो बहन चो लिमनोस्टी की।
लास्ट वाला मैच होगा।
अबे पावर फ्लक्चुएशन हो रहा है, इंटरनेट ना जाए बस। भाई इसमें एनिमी भी दिखता है। नहीं नहीं, एनिमी नहीं दिखता है।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, वो हमको दिखता है,
वो हमको दिख रहा है ना, क्योंकि हम लोग वो कर रहे हैं ना,
एक्सपेक्टेड में है इसीलिए।
अरे रुको, मैं अपने उससे म्यूजिक तो बंद करूं यार पहले।
म्यूजिक ऑफ कर दो।
म्यूजिक ऑफ कर दिया मैंने। और राजा टाइटल अपडेट करना पड़ेगा यार, रुको एक सेकंड ना, टाइटल अपडेट कर दूं।
And the good news is we don't have to wait any longer. Fist bumps around. Cinderella.
Motherchode Bobby.
Have to take down the heavy world champ favorite in LG God roster. Let's see what we got. It's Meltdown Map 5. Let's get it on.
अरे वो इवेंट जो कमेंटेटर है वो भी उसके फेवर में बोल रहा था कुछ देर के लिए, गॉड लाइक उसके टूमिनो सिटी के।
और क्या, वही बोल रहे थे। चलो चलो, चालू हो गया।
As Godlike now tries to go for the retake.
This is all about just Tech getting a good read on this. Oh, he just needed to find the information. Fake has to reposition with this R9. He has to pick the right doorway with this, and he may have guessed correctly here. Shotgun up towards middle.
उसमें क्वालिटी भी बढ़िया है,
He sneaks away. Fake not quite able to double down.
क्वालिटी सेम है।
Shot misses by Washi. Trades good for Godlike. And
अरे चलो ना, इजी पे देखो।
न्यूट्रिनो ने पहले ही उठा लिया टेक्नोनिक को।
Godlike on the retake.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All that body shooting, they know what they're doing.
And we don't. अरे बहन, अरे भाई, गजब, जियो से, आज तो येलो फल्लो से मैंचेस्टर रेड डॉलर मिल जाए। मैच
He's gonna have to pick correctly.
मजा आ गया भाई। भाई इसमें नहीं, कौन जीता मुझे कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, क्या हो रहा है। अंकित भाई गॉडल जीत रहा है, गॉडल जीता
अभी फर्स्ट राउंड गॉडल के नाम पे है।
अच्छा रुको, मैं वॉल्यूम बढ़ा रहा हूँ।
वो गजब खत्म हो गया।
वॉशी बचा है बस।
गजब यार, मौका नहीं दे रहा भाई।
ओपी यार, सुपर ओपी भाई, सुपर ओपी। नॉट ओनली ओपी, सुपर ओपी। अरे बचे,
अरे गजब,
अरे भाई क्या मजेची बचे, क्या मार रहे। अरे भाई, अरे धो दिया भाई, धो दिया भाई।
रोल दे भाई, रोल दे।
भारत माता की जय।
क्या हो रहा है भाई, दबा दिया पूरा,
हिला डाला ना।
अगर ये लोग अगर जीत गए ना गॉडलाइक ये वाला टूर्नामेंट भाई, मजा आ जाएगा यार। थोड़ा टाइम
हो गया मेरा
Very well they have.
They are beating them like a
गया
जीत गए
गोड़ दो
what's going to happen on the opposite of
भाई क्या दो यार भाई आ जाओ सब लोग डिस्कॉर्ड आ जाओ
मजा आ गया
LG could be falling
अरे
in the
भाई।
same situation that what we saw
20K देख रहे हैं भाई
अगर 5-0 हो गया भाई। अरे चैट देखो उनका, चैट पे सिर्फ इंडिया वाले और कुछ कोई है ही नहीं।
इंडिया इंडिया
नॉर्थ
दिख
अमेरिका
रहा
वाले कोई दिखाई नहीं दे रहे दूर दूर तक।
है इंडिया आ रहा है भाई मिड रोटेशन लिया भाई ओ गया स्नाइपर जाएगा भाई
वेग गया भाई
माचो दो एनवी लो है
still not
भाई
the
एनवी गया
2v2
ओ गया
like we've never struggled before. Ladies and gentlemen, to stay at
Zero five.
it takes a double kill.
Let's go.
0-6
Please help me to understand this
लगी
double
में
kill.
0-6
अबे गए तो पहले ही थूक दिया यार जय
भाई जीत गए
अरे
0-7 मेरी तो सब
07 करो मजा आएगा
भाई डन
बहुत अच्छा गॉडलेग जीत गया ब्रो मजा आ गया
मारा है भाई वो भी तो गॉड गॉड लाइक ऑब्वियसली कमेंट मजा आ गया भाई
यार क्या खेले यार दिल जीत लिया इन लोगों ने
भारत माता की
भाई बोल रहा भाई बेटा भाई बोलो बाय
I certainly do not
गजब यार
जवाब ये
मारा
क्या
मारा
job and they did it really
अभी ये लोग आएगा टेक्टोनिक आएगा उसको वो करेगा सलाम करेगा देखो टेक्टोनिक आएगा न्यूट्रल को सलाम करने लर्न को सलाम करने आएगा
एवरी राउंड 30 सेकंड्स में कंप्लीट की थी।
मैं तो कह रहा हूँ बॉबू की राउंड चलते हैं
किया है धोया है फिर बॉडी को सेव करके क्या आना पड़ेगा भाई साहब
बॉबी की स्पीड मारते हैं गजब यार
और फास्टेस्ट डिफ्यूज और अटैक का पूरा गॉडलाइक का ही है।
अरे कमेंटेटर क्या बोल रहा है सुनो कि दिस टीम
I don't even have the ability to throw that into perspective. Everyone going into this tournament didn't even bother.
फैंचो पूरे हिस्ट्री में 7-0 नहीं हुआ था वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में
7-0 हो दिया भाई
हो दिया पूरा 2022.
ओ भाई
This godlike team in a region where again it's hard to evaluate how strong
होगा नहीं बेटा तुम्हारे
anybody including the region and vitality. But for them to make roster changes in the face of just complete mystery and see Prevail go 10-3.
चल भैंचोद ये बोल रहा गॉडल लाइन बोल रहा
Unbelievable resilience from God.
నా టీం మామ గెలిచింది
ये बूతులు మాట్లాడుతున్నారు తెలుసా ఆఫ్టర్ నాలో ఎల్జీ
కూడా కాదు
this insane inhuman performance
అసలు 30 సెకండ్స్ లోపల ప్రతి రౌండ్ కంప్లీట్
చేసేస్తారు.
మూడో రౌండ్ ఒక గ్రెనేడ్ కి ఇద్దరు తెచ్చి చూడు 10 సెకండ్లు అట్లా పోయి ఇట్లా గెలిచిండు
చాలా ఫాస్ట్ అయిపోయింది అసలు మ్యాచ్.
మొత్తం హిస్టరీలోని 7-0 ఎప్పుడు కాలేదు, ఫస్ట్ ఇది.
ఇప్పుడు జరిగిన మ్యాచ్లు అన్ని మ్యాచ్లు ఇదే ఫస్ట్ టైం 7-0. ప్రతి ఆఖరికి ఓడిపోయిన మ్యాచ్ 1-9 కొట్టారు, 1-7, 1-8 అలాగని కొట్టారు వీళ్ళు 7-0. అది కూడా ఎల్జీతో. మళ్ళీ
ఎల్జీలో కూడా లాస్ట్ టైం విన్నర్స్ MVP ఉన్న వాళ్ళతో గెలిచిరు బాగులకి.
అదే కదా.
There's a world where you could argue this could have been a 3-0. Maybe should have been a 3-0.
ఇండియా ఫైనల్స్ కి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. చూడాలి ఫైనల్స్ ఎవరు వస్తారు నెక్స్ట్. ఇప్పుడు క్యూనైనా లేదంటే వుల్ఫ్సా. వుల్ఫ్స్ వస్తే కొంచెం క్యూనైన్ వస్తే ఈజీ గెలవచ్చు కొంచెం వుల్ఫ్స్ మీద కంటే. వుల్ఫ్స్ బాగా ఆడతారు. వాళ్ళకి మైనస్ ఏంటంటే వుల్ఫ్స్ కి హార్డ్ పాయింట్ కొంచెం మైనస్. ఎస్ఎండి ఈజీ వాళ్ళకి.
గెలిచిన టీమ్ తోని మళ్ళీ సెమీఫైనల్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటది? మొత్తం ఫైనల్
ఇదే సెమీఫైనల్. ఫైనల్స్ కి వెళ్ళిపోయారు మన వాళ్ళు.
ఫైనల్ మ్యాచ్ ఎప్పుడు ఉంటది?
ఇప్పుడే ఈ రోజు. అది కూడా
నేను బంద్ చేస్తాను స్ట్రీమ్, నేను పోతే ఓకే రైట్ రైట్.
అందులోకి
ఆయనకు పెట్టు, ఆయనకు లింక్ పెట్టు, ఆయన కూడా జాయిన్ అవుతాడు. నువ్వు పంపు, షేర్ కొట్టు.
ఇందులో కొట్టాలి, ఎలా కొట్టాలి?
But Abiz, I want to ask you about Prevail's game. How did he help the squad today in the server?
He learned everything and he helped our squad a lot today. In the HPs with those clutches, with those team plays, in SND with his entries. I mean, he was a perfect player tonight.
You went out.
मजा आ गया भाई.
And so I went to pull you for the interview.
भाई मोबाइल देख रहा है. लोड़ा देख मोबाइल.
तो स्ट्रीम बैक करके जो जीता 7-0 ना तब मैं देख रहा हूँ.
आप ना ये
वो मैं देखना चाहता हूँ. अब देख रहा हूँ.
I mean, we mentioned it before. The fans see it. The local fans see it. There are so many more faces.
हटाओ बॉबी बॉट को हटाओ.
To watch you guys and do this thing. Love in the room.
नागा भाई चलो नागा भाई के चैनल पे. नागा भाई के चैनल पे.
नागा भाई ने भी लगाया हुआ है. नागा भाई के चैनल पे चलो. नागा भाई के चैनल पे लाइव स्ट्रीम रखी है.
चलो सुनो जो लोग भी हैं. कितने लोग हैं अभी? 14 लोग. चलो सब लोग. भारत माता की जय. चलो अरे यार
ये भाई सबसे पहले मैंने कर दिया.
Especially some people who are not even from India, they are also supporting us. It feels
अमेरिका वाले हमारे.
अबे भाई YouTube बहुत झांटू है, मुझे डालने नहीं दे रहा है भाई.
वो भी उसका ही तो सपोर्टर है ना.
स्पैम नहीं करने दे रहा मुझे.
गाली नहीं डालने देगा YouTube, देखना.
अरे वाह
दिन बना दिया यार इन लोगों ने.
अरे यार अरे यार मजा आ गया भाई. जिंदाबाद
मजा आ गया यार.
जिंदाबाद
मजा आ गया.
कहाँ है नागा भाई? कहाँ है? गेम में है.
नागा भाई में भी है. ये क्या बॉय?
उन्होंने क्या बोला सुने?
हाँ, ईस्ट इज बेस्ट, वेस्ट इज एस.
बढ़िया भाई, बहुत ही बढ़िया.
ये बोला था ना किसी ने, याद हो तो.
भाई सारी
वेग बोला था.
स्प्रे कर दिया ने. मामा ओपन द चैट.
भाई
कट गया ये
कट गया. नागा को
ईस्ट और वेस्ट
नागा कह रहा कट गया.
मजा आ गया.
बेस्ट इज
लाइव है शायद.
बॉबी के स्ट्रीम पे चले क्या?
मैं कह रहा हूँ नहीं उसका चेहरा
मजा आ गया भाई.
वो शौक में था भाई.
Space is there.
भाई लाइव है उसके स्ट्रीम पे चलना चाहिए गेम.
कैप्टन भाई
क्या
मैथ्यू लाइव है, उसकी स्ट्रीम पे चलते हैं।
चलो 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 मैथ्यू भाई के आओ 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 मैथ्यू भाई की स्ट्रीम पे, मैथ्यू भाई की स्ट्रीम पे चलो 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 आओ एवरीवन मैथ्यू भाई की स्ट्रीम पे।
लिंक
भाई जिसके पास 2 लेजेंडरी मेडल्स हैं वो कैसे कोरोना क्रेट्स ओपन कर सकता है? भाई आपको ग्राइंड करना पड़ेगा, 2 मल्टीप्लेयर और इसमें बैटल रॉयल में दोनों में आप लेजेंडरी जाते रहो। 1 2 सीजन और आपको ग्राइंड करना पड़ेगा, उसके बाद होगा। चलो चलो मैथ्यू भाई की स्ट्रीम में एवरीवन ड्रॉप द लाइक
ब्रो
एवरीवन चलो।
लिंक
हाँ अच्छा हाँ लिंक दे रहा हूँ मैं, लिंक दे रहा हूँ, 1 सेकेंड। आ जाओ मैथ्यू भाई की स्ट्रीम में आ जाओ एवरीवन, हॉप इनटू मैथ्यू भाई स्ट्रीम। आई एम ड्रॉपिंग द लिंक ऑफ मैथ्यू भाई।
तो गेम में बिजी है ज्यादा।
अरे आओ यार आओ।
मैं फ्लैग लहरा दिया।
अरे यार इनका ही चैनल हम इन्हीं के उस पे डाल रहे हैं, रुको।
नाइस
मजा आ गया भाई।
चलो चलो आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ।
അഞ്ചല സീറ്റിലിരിക്കല്ലേ എനിമികളെ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ലടോ ഇറങ്ങി അടിക്കി എനിമികളെ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടില്ല
आ जाओ एवरीवन।
आगे भाई
हॉप इन
स्लो मोड है।
कोई दिख नहीं रहा मुझे।
सब यही है।
हाँ मुझे दिख क्यों नहीं दिख, चैट में क्यों नहीं? हाँ शाहरुख भाई दिखे, सोमलिया भी दिख गए। हाँ 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 हाँ
अभी
ഓ ഐ എം സോറി जी
आ जाओ एवरीवन। मैथ्यू भाई ओपी।
मैथ्यू भाई नहीं देख रहे चैट?
अरे मैथ्यू भाई चैट देखो यार।
देखिए
ब्रो हाउ आर यू वेलकम टू द लाइव स्ट्रीम। भारत माता की जय। वेलकम ब्रो वेलकम। इंडिया विन बाय oh really awesome. India won this thing right, MP tournament. Nice bro, nice very good. Seven SND luminosity. Nice. Codm smashed. Oh, 7-0. That's crazy. Not even one round they lost.
That's crazy.
God, like I'm not really, I don't know much about MP side.
भाई गांड मार ली इनकी।
Godel team, Lean and those guys, right? Very good, nice. Sachin plays CODM.
Exactly.
Subscriber. Welcome bro, welcome Sachin. How are you bro? Welcome to the live stream. Abhijit S. എന്താ ജയിച്ചേ മറ്റേ फैंटम ब्रो वेलकम टू।
चलो आओ अब हम लोग भी गेम चालू करते हैं।
आओ
मजा आ गया भाई।
एमपी खेल रहे हो क्या अभी?
हैं रुको पहले हम अपना स्क्रीन पे तो आए।
बॉबी उसके साथ बात कर रहे हैं, एनवी और उनके साथ।
बॉबी का देखें क्या? बॉबी
बात कर रहा था अभी, उन्होंने कुछ ऐसे ही एलिगेशंस लगा रहा है। एनवी या कोई फेक का वॉइस था अभी। हाँ कुछ एलिगेशंस लगा रहा था।
क्या लगा रहा है मादरचोद?
बोले कि उसका क्लिप मिलेगा कि वो लोग जब
कौन अच्छा हम लोग भी गेम चालू करते हैं।
उसका क्लिप भी है उनके पास, वो रिपोर्ट भी आया।
वाह भाई मजा आ गया भाई। तब तो अब इंडिया गई फाइनल में, सेमीफाइनल में ना। पहले हम
फाइनल पे सेमीफाइनल में
अब तो फाइनल है
एनवी और उनके साथ। हाँ
फाइनल तो जीती है।
देखें क्या? इंडिया वर्सेस चाइना।
इंडिया वर्सेस चाइना, अब इंडिया वर्सेस चाइना, ओनली ईस्ट वर्सेस ईस्ट होगा। पूरे हिस्ट्री में ये है कि
दो दिया भाई, दो दिया।
वो भी जाकर कुछ बोल रहा है ऐसे स्ट्रीम पे अपनी।
भाई क्या बोलेगा?
माइक के साथ बोल रहा है, चाइना जाटू के साथ
है। कहाँ है? बॉडी द बॉट
चाइना जाटू के साथ नहीं, उसके साथ है।
इसका भी तो चैनल है ना, इसका तो चैनल है ना शायद।
हाँ बॉबी बॉबी
बॉबी के साथ ये दूसरा बैठा बंदा।
अच्छा 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 अच्छा। हाँ नोआ है वो तो नोआ है, वो तो मालूम है। अबे बॉबी के उस पे देख स्ट्रीम पे चैट देखो, गॉडल फादर ऑफ एलजी।
दिख रहा है।
ये तो नोआ है
नोवा।
ना। ये हो गया बॉबी वॉट, और ये वो है क्या नाम है इसका सारे का, लिटिल बी। लिटिल बी हाय हाय मलिया कौन है वो?
अलग से वो कर रहा है। एलजी का वो है, एलजी का कैप्टन है शायद।
अरे एरिथ लाइव है कि नहीं है एरिथ?
नहीं है
एरिथ तो वहाँ, अरे है यार एरिथ लाइव है। आओ यार आओ यार आओ
एरिथ की लोगांडो।
आओ आओ। एरिथ और हॉकनेस्ट है, एरिथ और हॉकनेस्ट है। आओ 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 आओ।
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know how to
हॉकनेस्ट इसका बॉयफ्रेंड है ना?
I am so used to Tribe just winning, right?
Fox
Yesterday,
इसका
right? That's one thing. I'm
boyfriend
like,
है।
I get that. Tribe isn't what Tribe
बॉयफ्रेंड है ना?
right? It's not Fang, it's not
हाँ हॉक इसका बॉयफ्रेंड। आओ आओ आओ।
That makes sense.
एरिथ की स्ट्रीम पे चलो और भारत माता
India,
एक बार लिखना वरना वहाँ टाइम आउट मिलेगा।
Like they deserved, they earned it, but I wasn't ready for it.
एक बार
I wasn't mentally prepared for the chance.
हाँ बस भारत माता की जय।
घोड़ जिलेबी तो है।
Crazy though, everyone playing and watching is learning the game together. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm
अबे तो लिखो ना, गॉडल ओपी भी डाल दो ना।
वही डाल दो।
Yeah.
7-0
Put a chip on their shoulder.
हाँ 7-0
7-0 is crazy.
Yeah. All right. Next year we're coming with vengeance.
Dude, and they had a target on our back, yo.
Yeah, I remember when Blur was here, and I was like, "Dude, East has improved so much." And Blur was like,
भाई
"Dude, that's
गॉड
an
लाइक का मैं देख
understatement."
रहा हूँ इधर।
Like they have
कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी के इस पे
like
7-0 crazy।
everything is ridiculous. I don't want to say
God, like
LG
theory.
Tribe whatever has been complacent, but like we're comfortable. Right? We've been
OP
comfortable.
भाई।
East was uncomfortable. They've lost. They're like, we want to be comfortable more than anything. And that's why they're where we're at right now. To where they're at.
कमेंटेटर बोल रहे हैं 7-0
versus Wolves, who we got, chat. Again, I think me and Eric both picked Wolves.
लोगों को एज बोल के आ गया है। ये है इंडिया।
Yeah, Wolves 3-2.
ये है
That's our guess.
कल को भाई स्टेटस लगेगा 7-0 इंडिया।
7-0 स्टेटस लगेगा कल 7-0।
कल भाई स्टेटस लगना है सबका। गॉड लाइक। मैं तो सब जगह लगाऊंगा, इंस्टाग्राम वगैरह पे भी सब।
He's got Q9. All right. It's a game of momentum.
हाँ भाई वीडियो बना लेना साली।
इंडिया को बोलने आएगा, लोग बोलेंगे 7 अप खाओ भाई तुम लोग।
हाँ 7 अप
खाओ भाई। 7 अप खाओ बेटा, 7 अप खाओ। ट्रॉफी हम लेके जाते।
भाई ओपी हो गया भाई।
बहुत बढ़िया था, बहुत बढ़िया।
अबे यार कुछ तो बोलो। बोलती बंद हो गई है क्या?
सब हो गया बोले, हम लोग के मुंह के ऊपर बोल के आया है। क्या बोले बोलो। मुझे बढ़िया लगा गॉडल लर्न का। चल
बेंचोद बुला।
Are they fourth or are they third?
Oh my god,
Because like they played first.
का इमोशन निकल आया उधर।
That's so dumb. That is just RNG.
No, but I think like fourth place.
नहीं जब इस बार जी ने जब बोला ना उसने क्या
चलो कम बैक हो गया
Q9's already lost, right?
हो गया सबका हो गया। चलो आ जाओ
गेम खेलेंगे, क्या बोलते हैं? गेम खेलोगे अब?
हाँ अब मल्टीप्लेयर खेलेंगे।
अब तो भाई फोन दिखा रहे हैं, मतलब फोन दिखा रहे हैं।
हाँ फोन दिखा रहे हैं।
अब हो गया। अब हाँ S23 अल्ट्रा है। चलो आओ लेट्स रीड द चैट नाउ एंड लेट्स बी ऑन द स्क्रीन। हाँ सेमीफाइनल्स जीते भैया, एक कॉमेडी वीडियो बनाए, मेरे पास है बॉबी बॉट की स्किन। अरे हाँ बनाओ। अरे सचिन भाई सुनो आज क्यों होगा भाई? कल होगा ना?
नहीं कल होगा। आज नहीं, आज सेमीफाइनल का एक और मैच है, वो खत्म होगा, कल फाइनल है।
कल फाइनल है।
आड़े गेम में
ओ भाई मजा आ गया भाई।
मजा आ गया भाई।
दिन
सुनो
बना
सुनो
दिया यार, कल का दिन बना दिया इन लोगों ने।
मजा
हाँ
आ गया
पूरा
भाई।
कल अब बस
पूरा
खाली चारों तरफ स्टेटस वही लगने वाला है।
हाँ बस।
फाइव
बस
नॉक्स को देखना, बस
7-0
फाइव नॉक्स का पूरा
7-0
पकड़ के।
मजा तो
7-0
इसमें है भाई, कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी में। उधर जाके उन लोगों को हरा के आना, मजा तो इधर है।
उनके स्कोर क्या,
भाई वाला सही
उनके
कोरोना
घर में
क्रेट्स
घुस
इसी
के उनको
सीजन
हरा
तक
के
है,
आए
यानी
भाई।
फरवरी 2024 तक ही है। और अगर मैं एमपी और बीआर में लेजेंडरी पहुंच भी जाऊं, मुझे 2 पीसेस ही मिलेगी, यानी मेरे पास टोटल 4 ही मेडल होगा। देयर इज वन मोर ऑप्शन, 20 डीपी CS 49 डीपी। देयर इज वन मोर ऑप्शन, यू कैन गेट 4 मेडल्स। आप अगर लीडर बोर्ड ग्राइंड कर लोगे एमपी का भी और बीआर का भी,
हाँ
तो
तो
आपको
4 मेडल्स मिलेगा।
4 मेडल्स, हाँ 4 मेडल्स मिलेंगे। बट मुझे नहीं लगता है कि कुरोहाना क्रेट इसी सीजन तक है, वो आगे भी रहेगा।
भी
और नेक्स्ट
रहेगा
सीजन,
तब तक। नेक्स्ट वो देते नहीं ना लेजेंडरी का, वो तब तक
हाँ
रहेगा।
नेक्स्ट लेजेंडरी का टारगेट जब आएगा तब तक वो चलेगा, तो इसलिए ऐसा नहीं है।